I think we can go ahead and start. I feel like
Yep.
this
Yeah.
lag is such that we can go ahead and start. And
Yes.
welcome
Hello.
to a table talk.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Should we address the camera first before we continue?
Yeah, let's. I mean, yeah. What do you want to say to the camera?
Well, I
Mine?
meant the camera might be lagging slightly, so maybe we should
Oh,
address
yes,
that
address
the
the-
camera edition.
Yeah, so we haven't
issues.
done one of these table talks in
in a minute.
and it's been a couple months.
What you're talking about?
And I
Did
feel
one
like
yesterday.
I like tuned all the camera settings really well,
Yeah.
and that tuning seems to have been untuned at some
Yes.
point. And I feel like it's a little lag, so I'm gonna try to move so little that you can't tell
No one moved.
that nobody moved, just
Yeah.
our lips. But this camera, which is a new camera, this one just for
Oh,
these two
Look
over
at
here.
that. It's showing it up.
This-
It's
thi-
like the little tiny camera.
Yeah,
And it
this
works
one over
fine.
here works fine. That does not have a lag. It's a brand
No.
new wee little camera
No.
that I
Yes.
got.
It is a
Maybe I'll
tiny-
get another one and stick it over there,
A
and you
tiny
can
little
see me.
thing,
But yeah,
isn't
this
it?
camera is struggling, so
This
we
one
are
right here.
aware.
Yeah.
Yes, we
So,
know. We
sorry about that.
apologize in
Yes.
advance. We're sorry.
But
Anyway,
hello. Welcome to Table Talk. And yeah, we've been busy. We thought we'd
Hello.
fill you in on all the things going
yes,
on.
There's been lots going on.
Lots going on in our lives.
Many.
And where do we start? We have no.
don't
Like,
know.
you want to start with? Okay. Well, like I guess before we went away on summer holiday,
Okay.
we saw Elton John.
Yes, we
did.
do that. That
Roy
was like the
Liddell.
day before we left.
My gosh,
Well, that was
such
a
a
A
great
great
week
show.
before we left.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Because
was
then
well
a week
before we
later,
left.
Mom and I went and saw Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Okay. But yes, we saw Elton John.
That
Anybody
was
else at the Elton John and/or Bruce Springsteen concert? Let us know.
Yes.
And I have to say, these are my quick comments.
Okay.
When you see Elton John and Springsteen,
Mm-hmm.
you would never know that they're only 2 years apart because one of them has ridiculous amounts of energy and the other one not so much.
Listen, Elton has lived a hardcore life,
He has.
and you know
I will
he
say,
he like hurt his hip, so he's an old man.
but I feel like I
Leave
was
him
so excited
alone.
for the concert, and it was good. But I feel like in the middle, I kind of got lost because I was like, do I even know Elton John? Like, what are these songs? I've never heard
I knew
these.
them all.
He has quite a
I
few
knew them
songs that I hadn't
all.
heard a ton
No,
either.
so in the beginning I was really, but he really brought it back in the end. In the end, I was really there. There was like a whole Dua Lipa moment where because he has that the
that's
Rocket
the
Man
Rocket
song
Man
with
thing with
Dua
Dua
Lipa.
Lipa.
Yeah.
And I was like, is Dua Lipa gonna like
Come out.
Just
show
show
up?
up.
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
But it was literally just like a video of Dua Lipa, just like I was like, right.
I got on the jumbotron twice.
Hated. Well, you were trying really hard. So
I
I'm just saying.
I was a pick me girl.
Yeah.
For Elton.
I will
You know
say-
what? I'm not even gonna pretend that I
No.
didn't want to get out there.
I
I
will-
had my full sequin shirt.
Yeah, you
on.
did.
It was
I will say one
amazing.
thing about the Elton John concert that I enjoyed was that most of the people there were like older. So there was a lot of sitting happening, and I supported that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
Um,
sitting.
I agree. Sitting
Somebody
is nice.
just made the comment you should consider placing the microphones lower and facing upward.
Yeah. There's a very
I don't know.
a problem with this specific.
We need to like saw them in half.
Or we need
something.
to, or we could, alternatively, we could saw the legs of our table so
Yeah,
the table goes down a little bit.
Or we could all get like booster seats.
Yeah, they're
God.
annoyingly.
Yeah, they're
Tall.
annoyingly tall. I don't.
But it's
know
good for your
who-
posture because you have to sit up straight.
So talk to the folks at Rode
really
and
good.
tell them not to
Yeah.
do that.
They
Exactly.
made these too
Not-
tall for
well,
us.
Do not
But-
be confused.
No, because they're Australian. They're not
Yes.
Danish, even though it has the.
Don't get confused.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that
Elton
was
John
fun.
was cool.
Yes.
And Bruce Springsteen, and I just have to make this comment. So Bruce Springsteen was the day before you flew,
Yeah.
and you flew to the U.S. with
Born
Vilas
in the
by yourself.
USA.
He didn't sing that song though. On the
How
day
can
we
you
went.
not
So
sing that song?
mad.
That's like
He
the most
did not
famous
sing
Bruce
it.
Springsteen
No,
song.
Thunder Road. Born to
I'm
Run.
sorry, but I would say that Born in the USA is the most famous.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He did 2 nights, and I bet he sang it the second night.
maybe.
But then you left, and then 3 days later we left.
Yes.
And
Me and Vilas left first.
during our trip, we went to New Jersey, which
Yes.
is the town, basically not the exact town, but right next to where Bruce is from.
Yep.
And I think I've mentioned this
Asbury
before,
Park.
but I'll go ahead and mention it again. The drummer, Max Weinberg of the E Street Band, my great aunt used to be the nanny for his children, and he was a pallbearer at her husband, my great uncle's funeral.
Yep.
And I met Max then many years ago when I was like in high school.
Yeah.
And it was just really neat to be like watching Max on stage and
You're like,
and,
I
and
know that
Bruce,
guy.
and then knowing we're gonna be
we're
in
old
New Jersey
friends.
Yeah.
like a couple, like a couple weeks, it was later on our trip, but a couple weeks later, and the place where he's and there's some lyrics in the song "My Hometown" that basically talks about my mom's hometown. So it was just like this zen moment, of like seeing this, thinking about my mom, and we're doing it in Denmark. It's so cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Worlds collide.
That's where we started, right?
Worlds collide.
That was the reason.
Sounds
And then we jumped on planes.
Yes.
And flew to
so many planes.
America.
America.
You and Vilas got there first.
Yeah.
And where was that?
First we went to Chicago. Visited Amanda and Sydney, who you know.
Yeah.
Did lots of things in Chicago. This was not Vilas' first time in America, but he had not been since he was like 8 years old.
I feel like it was his like
first real time.
First time in America.
But anyway,
just real time.
Went to Chicago, did all kinds of stuff. We got to see my hometown. That was super nice because I've been talking about it for, almost 3 years now to him. So it was nice for him to get to actually see what I'm talking about. We did
more volume, please. We need to speak up, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can just
apologies.
do this.
Yeah,
I can go.
Also, the camera has moved a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what.
Oh.
Hold on. So this new camera
no.
has tracking, and I told it to not track.
What?
Hold on. Let me put. There we go.
Okay.
I think we're back.
Okay. It just
Sorry about
randomly
that.
moved.
It does. It had. So it's meant to be like a conference camera.
Okay.
And so it's supposed to, like, if you walk around, it's supposed
Yeah,
to like
it's like follow you.
move with you and stuff.
Okay. I won't move.
I feel like
Did it move
tonight's just
again?
going to be a comedy of technical
Yes.
errors, guys.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
keeping it
oh,
real.
I'm doing that.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Okay. We're centered. No one moved.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway.
But it also is a 4K camera, and it can be used for this purpose. So anyway, I apologize. So we got one camera. I'm talking. We have one camera
Yes.
that's lagging. The other one that's just like got a mind of its own
flying
and just
around.
like
Doing
just
whatever
looking
it
at
wants.
some random
Please
stuff in the
stay
air.
with us. Apologies.
Microphones are not positioned properly.
Okay, so back to your
sorry.
trip to
Yes. So that was super fun. Did lots of good things in Chicago.
Did you guys go to Irish Times?
No, we didn't. But I also don't like. I mean, Irish Times is good, but it's not like. I'm not gonna like die if I don't go.
That is blasphemy.
Like I think I'll be okay. I mean, it's just like a pub.
There's this bar. I don't know even. I guess it's kind of like a Crow, maybe a little bit.
It's just like a.
It's
Irish
run by
pub.
actual Irish people, so it's legit Irish Times.
Is it Irish people from Ireland
Yes,
or
it is
Irish Americans
no,
who
no,
came here like
no. They
100
have the
years ago?
accent to go with it. They have the the heritage.
they could be faking?
it is good. We went
And
there.
I'm sure
It's
you did.
Insanely good. I do miss that place so
We
much.
could walk to it from our house.
Yeah, yeah,
back in the day.
But yeah, we did it. We did all that, and then we all met up, all of us,
All of us.
and then went to Colorado, just kind of for fun.
You skipped
Am I
over.
sk- oh,
No, maybe-
sorry.
maybe-
Okay, well, okay.
Should we go through some of these pictures? Because
Yeah,
I think
let's go
most of
through-
the
Oh,
ones you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
gave me.
I'm from America, yes.
Well, no, they're all mostly, but I mean from Chicago-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's some
I
pictures
gave
that
you-
I also, as part of this amateur hour,
Okay.
the pictures are going to be in a random order.
Yeah, so there's going to
We
be some
don't
things
know
that
what's
are not
about to
from
come
America in there. Okay,
So these are your photos.
okay, this is Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
This is in Iowa.
Field of Dreams.
This was a day trip from Chicago, like
Well,
3
we stayed over
hours.
the night.
Yeah.
We stayed overnight.
Okay, next, unrelated. Don't worry
Oh,
about that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
We'll
Oh,
talk about that later.
This one? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Do, 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 do. And we just got to wait for this. Your
Talk about
20th
that
birthday
later.
the other day.
This is
which
you
very exciting.
acting drunk at medieval times.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was not drunk, by the
No,
way.
no. I asked you to pretend to be drunk because it was
Yeah.
funny.
And that was me. Oh, in this same shirt, by
Yes,
the way.
This is
Okay.
apparently.
cycling
This is the
so
bean?
quickly.
Yeah.
The Bean?
The Bean. The Bean in
Okay.
Chicago
Yes,
with
The
Vilas.
Bean.
I
Look
think
at
this
him.
Yes.
is probably the second time I've ever seen the Bean in my life.
And I guess
because-
this is before, by the way, he started doing the thumbs up
Yeah,
stuff.
this is true.
Yeah, that
Okay,
became
this is us and the girls because oh my god, it's so hard to explain this all so fast. But every year that I would come visit, we would make a
Can you
cake
pause
together.
the picture?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, well
Oh,
we would
okay.
make a cake. Oh my god. Okay, don't worry about that picture. Don't worry about that picture.
Here, let's just go back to this.
yeah,
for
yeah,
now.
okay. So
We can't keep up with it.
every year that I've come and visit the girls, all of our birthdays are kind of close together. Me and Sydney's birthday are 2 days apart, and then Amanda's birthday's in October. So we wanted to celebrate our birthdays. So since I've moved away, every time I would visit, we would have like one birthday cake to like celebrate us, and then the thing on the cake would be like the joke from that year, or like the inside joke from that summer. The first year it was Ye Ham because
Ye ham.
yeah, because I was trying to make a friendship bracelet that said Yeehaw, but I put the M on upside down, so it said Ye Ham, or I put the W on upside down, so it said Ye Ham. The next year there wasn't one because it was 2020, and then the next year it was like something not YouTube appropriate.
Okay.
And then this year we wrote Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother thing. So let me respond to a few things in
Yeah.
this, by the way. The Bruce Springsteen album, Nebraska, is amazing. The song, Atlantic City, one of the best, although Born to Run is my favorite Bruce Springsteen
Yeah.
song.
I feel like he did play some from the river.
The beat,
I didn't know
yeah, we
those.
sang the river, I think.
Yeah.
The bean
Yes.
was, for
The big
people that don't
silver
know, it's
thing.
that big silver thing that was in the background, and it's shaped like
is
bean, and
yeah.
it's like all reflective,
It's-
like a mirror.
It's
technically
actually called
Cloudgate,
Cloudgate.
but also the artist is kind of annoying. So I'm just gonna call it the Bean just to spite him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody does. 'cause
It's not
nobody likes
Mr.
him.
Bean, though, who's
No.
fun
No,
in
not
a
to
whole
be
bunch of other
confused.
ways. Rowan
Mr.
Atkinson.
Bean
Not to
is
be
a
confused.
national
And
treasure.
yes, there are no things on the walls, and that's not because we're becoming minimalistic. It's
We're
more of a
working on it.
reflection of our laziness
True.
and
Yeah.
lack of being at home.
I will say, we do
Working on
have
it.
things up in the
In the
kitchen.
kitchen, there's a couple things.
Now.
It's been-
we've
we've
got
been,
2
uh,
posters and our Lobsters Love Guinness sign.
Also,
which I
by
love.
the
Which
way-
maybe you can kind of see it in the background from this camera. I don't know if no, you can't see it back there.
No.
No,
By the way,
sorry.
I will say I like the comment about which one was the Bean. The
Let's start
tall
moving around again.
or the small person.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm the small person.
You're
I'm a small person.
Sorry, you got the young
okay.
family genes. Actually, I don't know whose genes you got because everybody's short on both sides of the family. So you lost out on that.
It seems to want to keep tracking when I put the camera on.
Interesting.
But I cannot win.
No.
I cannot win
Yeah.
on
This
this
is a
one
mess.
today.
Guys, we're
But
all
yes.
over the place. I'm sorry.
So that was Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Chicago. And
Yes.
so from Chicago, we should have put the rafting picture up. Okay.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
first of all, let me say,
the rafting
so
picture.
we will make a video. I have videos for
Yes.
parts of the trip. So we'll make a video specifically about the
official.
trip that's
Yes.
more official than this, that's more organized. We'll include the photo of us when we're rafting because we went to Colorado then for a week.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
while we were in Colorado, we went whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
As one does
We went
when you're in
to this
Colorado.
amazing barbecue place.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh man, that was so
I've
good.
literally been thinking about
Wow.
It was amazing.
it in my dreams. It's
What
so
was
good.
it, like AJ's or
AJ's
something?
barbecue
or
AJ's
something?
barbecue.
Well,
It was
AJ's
amazing.
Smokehouse
Fantastic.
something.
And then we also went to a show at Red Rocks, which I think in your
There is
cycle of photos here,
yes,
there's
there
a photo
is a
of that, I
photo
think,
somewhere.
in
We
there.
can cycle through them again, I guess. Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Let's not wait. I don't know if I want to wait this one out.
No, I swear. Hold on. There's no way to
There's
speed it
medieval
up
times.
or
me
anything.
half drunk
Medieval
again. Not
times.
that I
Yeah.
know. I don't really know. I mean,
I sent it to you.
The
There's the
bean.
bean.
There's
the
the
small
bean.
person and the big person.
so that's the shiny thing in the background.
yes,
Is the bean
that is the bean.
That's the bean.
It looks like a big. It's not a very good angle
and
that
that's
you can
Velas
see. That is Velas.
from a distance.
The big
you can see.
person.
There's the birthday thing. I feel like this is about where we
Yes.
dumped out,
Yes,
right?
it is. Yes.
It is.
So after this,
We gave up.
Okay.
we're
Wait.
gonna get
wait,
to
Wait.
this.
Wait.
This.
No,
Oh,
don't worry
Jesus.
about that. Don't worry about that.
We'll get to that
Okay,
later.
hold
Just
on,
like
hold on.
burn it in your brain so we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have to go back to it.
It's like a memory game.
It's a memory. Yeah. Remember the photo of her holding the
Exactly.
computer?
Okay.
And
I
then
think
there you
there
go.
it is.
Oh,
That's
there
right
it
there.
is. There's
This
the
is us
photo
at Red
from
Rocks.
Yes.
So what happened was we really wanted to go. I've always wanted to go to a concert at Red Rocks. So if you don't
Yes.
know Red Rocks, it's like in
Super cool.
outside of Denver, and it's like all these natural huge rocks and this amphitheater that's built on this like natural kind of like amphitheater.
It's a natural
shape
amphitheater.
thing. There you go. With the stage and like everybody.
Everybody who's anybody
from
who's
like
played there.
U2 to
Dude,
just
like
anybody.
the Beatles played
Beatles
there. I
played,
had no
everybody.
idea. The Stones.
Yeah, and so we just were like, we want to go
Zeppelin?
to a show there.
Just to go.
Just to go. I don't even care who it is. So we saw Jimmy Eat World and
Yeah.
the Manchester Orchestra.
Oh
which
my-
is not an orchestra.
Which is not an
No,
orchestra,
don't
which
be
we didn't know.
confused.
They were fabulous.
They were super good.
I liked.
I liked
was,
the people before them better, actually.
Yeah, but I was only vaguely familiar with Jimmy Eat World. But let me tell you something. Manchester Orchestra, they blew my socks off. I am a fan now.
It was all right.
Yeah.
What was the one Jimmy E's World song that we...
Oh, I can't remember. But
I
we were
don't
getting
remember.
like super tired because we had to drop. We stayed in Breckenridge, which was like an hour and a half or hour and 20 minutes. I don't
Yeah.
know. Plus it was like all these crazy elevation changes to get there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
And
that was
There was
so we
also
kind of
not
bailed a
only-
little
not
early,
only-
but there's like one song that we got. They played it when we got to the parking lot, and we
Yes.
could hear it from the parking
There was
lot.
also not
Yeah,
only
we're
one,
like, there
but
it is.
two openers, and we were like, oh my God.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is like
I
9
was not
o'clock,
ready
and
for
they're
that.
still on the second
That
opener.
was a
like,
lot.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
never
how
gonna end.
long is this going to go?
But it was still amazing. So we did that. We went to Red
all
Rocks.
night.
Yes,
we
that was
went
really
putt-putting.
Many
Mini golf?
times. Twice.
Well, once in Colorado.
No, we went
Oh,
twice,
in Colorado. Yeah, once at that really cool place, and right before we went to
Oh,
Red
yeah,
Rocks.
yeah.
Yes, and then
That
once
was
with
worth
the
it.
slightly less.
And then another one that was not as cool, but it was in Breckenridge up on the hill when we
Yeah.
took the little
It was entertaining.
gondola up. Yeah. And that was Colorado. That was like
Yeah,
part
that
2 of
was
the
it.
trip.
It was very good. We don't have any family there. It was
No.
just for fun.
No.
Yeah. And then from there we flew to New York,
New York, yes.
New York, New York.
and that's where we
hell of a
then
town.
visited my family in New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
which was super cool.
You and I saw the Neil Diamond musical.
Well, then we went back to New York. Hold
Oh,
on, you're
yeah,
like getting
right.
out of
Oh,
out
I'm
of
sorry,
sequence
I'm
here.
going out of sequence.
We went back to New York and we went and
Yes.
saw Oppenheimer at one of the very few legit 70 millimeter
70mm.
film
Yes.
IMAX
And-
theaters in the world.
And we were late buying our tickets, so we sat in the second row.
No, we were in like
It
the
actually
third
wasn't
row.
that we were late. It's just
Well,
that we
it was
weren't
just like
early.
Yeah.
I bought it still a week and a half
Yeah,
ahead of time.
But it actually wasn't that bad. Because I had seen pictures online of people who were like in the front row and it like looked super stretched out and like crazy. But it was actually fine.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I
But
felt like it was.
The screen was enormous.
It was really.
It was crazy.
huge.
And I also,
It was insane.
you know, I didn't really realize, but it was very like square. Because I feel like most movies, you know, are like
It's
you
very
know,
square.
no, but you know, like most movies are like it's like a rectangle, but this movie was like it's like a square. Like it's filmed in like it's like square. It's not like
Yeah, it's not fully
that
square,
makes
but
sense.
it's not like completely wide. I mean, it is.
No.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not-
completely
yeah,
a
yeah.
square, but it
No.
is a different.
It's a different aspect ratio.
Yeah.
it's like TikTok ratio.
Don't.
I mean, because like even 4x3 isn't
Yeah.
square.
No,
It's-
but
yeah.
But I mean, it was just remarkable to see it on that screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
By
that
the
was
way,
super cool.
and I'm just gonna say this for a moment. All this stuff happened from like July 12th or 13th
To the beginning of August.
to August 6th or 7th.
So we're getting there. We're getting
So
there.
we
We're
were
getting
back in
almost there. We're almost
time,
there.
and we went to the Tuna Festival. Don't
Yes.
worry,
We did not go to Rebuild this year. I'm sorry.
but we did not go to Rayville.
No, we
Um,
didn't. We didn't have a chance to.
And so, so there we go. We saw that, and then Miranda and I the
then-
next day, we went to Central Park and walked around in New York.
Yes.
And had,
we all did
that.
that.
yeah,
all
we did that together, and we had a great bagel.
Yes.
We gave Vila
did.
let Vila's experience a New York bagel,
Yeah.
and then we split up.
Yeah.
And we'll mention what you did second because it's relevant to today.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what we did is we went and saw a beautiful noise. The
Yeah.
Neil Diamond musical.
Yes.
Because we're big
The
Neil
Neil
Diamond fans, as you might
Diamond
have heard me sing random lines from Neil Diamond songs in past live streams.
I would
And it
Instantly
was
makes me laugh.
super cool. And then why don't you explain what you? And I'm going to go back to you and let's see if it tracks you. Probably. Let me
Okay.
click this button
Oh
and
my
tell it
God.
not to.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Um,
okay.
Well, me
I'm gonna
and
move it a little.
oh,
There we go. That's me doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Well, me and Vilas went to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. I have been to the memorial once before, but I've never been to the museum, and I don't really have a reason why. But this event is something that I am very interested in learning about and have spent
Yeah.
many hours researching
done
and
a lot
reading
of
about
research.
everything, talking to people about it. And so I've always wanted to go to this museum, and I finally got the chance, and it was amazing. Their collection is like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the things that they have there are crazy, and the way that they, like, I don't know, the way that they present this
Yeah.
difficult subject is so good. Like they have
It's tasteful.
very much. And they have like a whole room that you're supposed to be like silent in, and it's a picture of every single person that passed away on the wall. It's just such a beautiful way to remember everything. And the memorial is also so beautiful. I've seen before, and we learned about that in school in the U.S., like the design of it and everything. But it has all the names. If you don't know, it has all the names of all the people who passed away, and based on their like where they worked, their place next to like their coworkers or people they knew, so that they're etched next to people that they know.
Interesting. Oh,
And on
okay.
their birthday, they put a white little rose in their name because
Yeah.
it's like it's like deep etched in.
Yeah.
So there's like a hole. That you
Oh,
can put
I
stuff
see.
in.
So like they put it in their
Yeah.
actual name. I
So
see.
you could see like little white roses around sometimes. But today is the 22nd anniversary
It's
of
the
9/11.
anniversary.
It is.
And I remember when we were buying the tickets, I wanted to make sure that they were going to be open because I don't know when they were closed or not. And I remember looking and seeing that they were closed on 9/11. I was like, that's kind of weird. Seems like the one day they should be open. Then I saw yesterday that apparently it's closed for the public, but it's open only for families who were affected by 9/11,
makes
which I
sense.
think is so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really recommend, like, obviously it's a tough subject and not super like happy. But if you're in New York and you have the chance, an extra day, like please visit this museum because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I don't have photos to show right at this moment.
I also
but,
did not take any
But we,
pictures in the museum. I was too distracted by looking at everything.
you know, I've been I've never been in the museum, but I stayed at a hotel when I used to travel to New York all the time that overlooked the fountains. I haven't walked up to them. Maybe you know what we did. You and I did.
Yeah,
We all did in 2018.
Yeah.
For a
but
little
we
bit.
went once with we have these English friends, Bill and Ted. We went to the site, and I think maybe they were starting to do something. That was
they
like
were
years
still
ago. Yeah,
I mean the
maybe they were
everything
still
wasn't
digging
done.
it
cleaning
out.
up
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
right.
Well,
You're right.
the memorial was done like 2011, 2000 something
that's when I
around
started
there.
going to New York all the time.
And then the One World Trade Center, which we also went to, we did that first. We went to the very top, the observatory. That was finished in like 2015. So it's actually pretty relatively recently that they were doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so beautiful. If you get the chance, really.
It is.
Go.
I mean, what's interesting is the fact that you weren't even alive yet.
No.
You know, like
Yeah.
there's these like moments in history that up till that moment, I'd never been alive for any of them. It was
Yeah.
like when JFK was shot. That was like my parents.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing that was our generation that you are learning about
Yeah.
well after the fact.
No.
And I
And
think
so as an adult, like it feels weird because I remember these kinds of things that I was interested in
Yeah.
that happened in my mom and dad's, you
Yeah.
know, younger years. And now like we're old enough that
Yeah.
something happened that you're interested in.
But I think what I find the most interesting about it, or not the most interesting, but one of the things that I am very interested in is them being portrayed in like pop culture and things before it happened, because after it was obviously such a touchy subject and people didn't really want to really talk about it right after. And so it was kind of just erased from everything. So, and because it's from before my time, you know, seeing, they also have a collection of this in the museum of like memorabilia from before, like a Beanie Baby with it on, or like a plate or something. And that's crazy to me. Like it feels like it's like an alternate universe where they exist. Because my whole life, especially being American, their existence has been the fact that they're not there.
It's like a myth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like, oh my
yeah.
God, like they're real. Like they're on a like plate and like a spoon, and it's like, I don't know. It
Well,
feels
we-
like alternate universe.
So what's weird for me is like having like my mom, as I mentioned, was from Jersey. My parents never took us there.
Yeah.
The first time I went to New York City was with Miranda.
Yeah.
When I was
That
like
was-
old enough, like, wait a second, I could just go
we could
myself.
just go there.
And
So we went alive.
in August in 2001.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the first time I went to New York and ever went in my life,
Yeah.
we saw them from a distance because we drove. So we
but
went in
you
the
can
Lincoln
still
Tunnel, and
see
you can
them.
while you're going down, you could see them.
Yeah. And I mean,
And then
there's
we
not
didn't visit them though. We stayed
I
in
mean,
like
there's not anything,
Midtown
like,
and stuff.
super deeply interesting in that area.
No, I mean,
before.
but people would go up
Yeah, yeah.
and visit the
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
the
Observatory and
tower.
stuff.
And then so I only saw them with my own eyes one time.
Yeah.
And then the next time, because what happened was, as we've mentioned, I'm a baseball fan. By the way, 2 baseball games on this trip to U.S.
Yes.
Chicago, Vilas got to go to we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Even though we're going back in time in that case. But I wanted to go to a Mets game because Barry Bonds was going to break the home run record.
that's
so we
right.
went to a
I
Mets
forgot
game, and
about
that was
that.
in August.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to go to a Yankees game because it was going to be Cal Ripken, who was a famous baseball player that I always saw as a kid. It was going to be his very last game ever.
Yeah.
And we got tickets to that game. That
And
was
he is,
after
like,
September 11th.
If you're anywhere close to Maryland in the 80s, he is a legend.
Yeah, he was-
like even for me, and I'm not a huge baseball
We're
fan.
deviating for a moment.
Sorry.
But what he's most famous for is in baseball, they play 162 games in a year. And typically players will not play all 162 games. He did
Yeah.
for like 15 years or something.
Yeah.
And he like has the streak for the longest ever, like never sitting out on
Yeah.
a game and was never injured, anything. And so he's super famous
impressive.
for that. He's
Yeah.
called the Iron Man because of that. So anyway, we went to New York for the first time in August. And then the second time was after September 11th. So the one
Yeah.
time I saw it from a distance, and then the next time they weren't there anymore. So
Yeah.
even us,
Yeah.
we only saw it once in
Yeah.
our lives.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and it's so disappointing too, because like I remember driving up the highway, and there you make this loop to go into, I think it's the Lincoln Tunnel, and you make this big loop to go into the tunnel off the highway, and like you can see them right there, And we were like, oh, it's so cool. And then on that trip, we were like, oh, we ran out of time. We were like, oh, well, we're coming back in, 4 weeks. We'll see him. And then 2 weeks later, 9/11 happened. And then 2 weeks after that, we went back to New York. And it was still like smoke coming up out
we
of
actually
Financial
went down.
District.
I had pictures, but we went downtown and it was still
and that's,
cars still there from when it happened. Dust still there,
and all the posters. And
crazy.
That's why I still can't go. I just can't do not the 9/11 museum at all. I can't go anywhere near it. But it just messes with my head.
And I mean, just to mention one last part is we were living in DC actually at the time.
Yeah.
And so we
also lived through
so we went to work that day and then the Pentagon got hit and then we were basically stuck in DC. And so we walked to a friend's house and spent hours there. And then eventually they opened the bridges back up and she drove us home to Virginia. Because we lived in Virginia and they closed a bunch of stuff down because of it. So that was part of our memory of the day was actually being in DC. And the funny part, maybe this isn't funny, but our cat Moose.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
We took him to the vet that day to get fixed. And so I'll never forget because that was the day that Moose was fixed and we had to pick him up the next day because we didn't get home on time, obviously.
But yeah, I am writing my SRP this year. And I have known since Frostigi that I wanted to write my SRP about something 9/11 related. I need to think about the exact question I'm going to ask, but I know that I've known for years that I wanted to write it about that. So I really wanted to also go to the museum to get some personal experience before I write it.
And one of the things we did, so after that, let's get out of the somber topic.
Yeah.
We took a train down.
Relevant.
We had great food.
Oh, yeah, we went to
Tim Ho Wan, which
Yes.
is a place that Maya and I have been to.
one of my favorite restaurants in the world.
We went in Hong Kong, the original, and we went in Singapore, and we went in Malaysia. No, Singapore and maybe that was it.
I think that was it.
And then we went in New York.
New York, yeah. No.
And then we took the train to DC. And I'm going to lighten things up a little bit.
Okay.
Because I feel like this has been a bit
Apologies.
dense.
Well,
I mean, it's the day. It's the day. So it makes sense to talk about it a little bit.
So it's relevant.
But we then, at my parents' house, began looking at old home movies.
Yes.
And it's interesting because we actually found some home movies from New York that my parents had taken actually where you could see the towers while they were being constructed.
Yeah.
So he sent me the photo, so I will probably put that in my
Oh, those
SRP
were photos,
also.
yes.
They were pictures. But
yeah,
yes,
my dad
put
was
that
it
in my
because he
SRP.
had a slide thing and he took a bunch of photos. That was photos. But we also found old home movies. So what we're going to do right now, and this is something that you can expect from future live streams, is
because we have a lot of
embarrassing home videos.
It's ready.
So be prepared for this.
showing the one of
We're
you
up to
first?
178 people.
Look, this is the
I'm
perfect
excited for
Embarrassing.
this to be shown
Call
in
your
the
friends.
public.
Yeah.
Tell
now,
them to log
hurry
on
up,
now.
Quick, get to this. And so before we get there, I found a way to buy an 8mm camcorder. It was like $300. So I can now digitize a bunch of videos I have here. My sister's digitizing a bunch that my parents have. I did some while we were there.
Yeah.
And then I also have my old DV, digital video. I don't know, mini DV. I don't know if they had it here. I assume they did in Denmark. Camcorder still here. Then I'm going to digitize early stuff from Maya. So if I think about the progression of life.
Yes.
My parents have stuff up till I was like 18 or 19, 20. And then I had a camera for a while. That's the stuff I can do here now. And then I transitioned to the mini DV stuff. And that's what, and I by the way, I didn't tell you this. I really want us to shoot a Travelin Young video with a high camera now that I got this camera.
That would be so fun.
Super lo-fi. It won't even be like tricks. It'll be legit old camera.
Yeah.
But here you go. So
Prepare yourselves.
Which one are we doing first?
I'll embarrass myself.
Oh, come
first.
on. Do it.
How's that?
Get ready, guys.
So we're not going to play the music here. We're just going to talk about it. Because I don't want Disney to
that would be a bad
Disney
news.
copyright. So what happened is in high school, I'm going to reveal a lot about myself here.
Do it.
I was in the choir, which is why I liked. Which is why that has nothing to do with this. Which is why I liked Glee a ton.
Yes.
And we did this thing every year where we had these like kids. It was like a fundraiser to raise money for a trip that we'd take, and we'd have this breakfast and we'd all dress up like Disney characters. and kids thought we were the Disney characters. And so we'd eat breakfast and we'd meet them, and then we'd do a dance and singing thing. And I was the genie from Aladdin, because Aladdin had come out not soon before that.
Yes, the
And
Disney
so-
Renaissance.
And so
Yeah. Oh, we're up to 192. This is excellent news.
People notified their friends.
Excellent news.
Okay, I'm going to press this button, and I might regret the fact that I'm going to press this button.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. You're in for a treat.
Here it is. He is the blue one in the like football outfit under there.
I had football
Yeah,
guards
like,
on. I had a swim cap on that they
cap.
like
Now you're
glued this
running
like
through the
thing on.
crowd.
I had legit genie shoes that were like rubber that I felt like
Rubber?
melted in time if
Okay.
you like walk on like
off the
asphalt. I didn't
stage.
fell. I jumped off the stage.
That
Come on.
was a legit fall.
No, he jumped.
I jumped. I jumped. It seems like I fell because it took a while for my dad to capture me again.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. I mean, Dad,
you
he's
go.
doing
Oh
his
my
best to try to follow me. I'm all over the place here
Yeah.
because I'm, and it was Christmas time, which is why I have this thing around my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like, I don't. This was, by the way, this was in my high school auditorium. So this is how big the stage and auditorium was in my high school.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna disclose all the people here on the stage because they're friends.
Somebody said it was a fall. See,
It was not a fall.
It was a fall.
I
I
promise
saw
you
you
it
jump.
wasn't a fall. I jumped. Yeah, I lived it. And there we go. There's me doing that. All my and
Yes,
so
there it is.
I will say one thing, which is completely hilarious, is one of the people on the stage here. I'm going to bring it back to Chicago.
Yeah, this was insane.
One of the people on this stage with me, I haven't seen in like 30 years, maybe, or 20 some years.
Yeah.
And we were at this Cubs game in Chicago, and he posted a photo saying he was at the Cubs game. He doesn't live in Chicago. He lives in North Carolina. And I'm like, dude, are you at this game? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, I'm at this game. And he was only a couple sections over, and we found him, and he was on stage with me during that.
Yeah.
He was playing
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse. And I saw him, and we got a picture together. And it's the first time I've seen Mike in so many years, and it was just so
That was
like
so
completely
cool.
random.
That was like super
And
random.
his mom works for United Airlines, and they get these like buddy passes that they can fly standby a bunch on planes. So like that morning, him and his wife got up and flew to Chicago to go to a Cubs game one night and fly back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And it happened to be the day we were there and at the game we
Yeah.
were at. So we got to see him. And it was just so random, and it makes the world seem small.
Yeah. Sure though.
So, oh my gosh, I need to calm down now.
That was fast.
You guys saw. I talk for a minute.
Oh, maybe while we can do a card.
Oh,
While we-
yeah. So I have these cards. These cards. My Danish Privattutor. She recommended that I get these cards to kind of help me because I have a bit of a block with starting conversations with people in Danish. Though I'm getting much better. I spoke. We had a Friday bar at work last week, and I actually spoke Danish to a lot of people. So, but anyway, it was, it's these cards. They're called Small Talk, Big Questions, and they're kind of like icebreaker cards. This one is, what is most fun about being an adult?
Are you supposed to read it in Danish?
Hvad er det sjovest ved at være voksen?
Can I see it again?
Oh my God, she's going to correct me.
Sorry, I didn't hear what it was in English first.
What is the most fun about being an adult?
Oh.
Hvad er det sjovest ved at være voksen?
I don't know. You're the adult.
You're an adult now. You're 20.
All right.
Yeah,
What
we've
is
seen
the
that
most
picture
fun
5
part of
times
your
by
life?
accident.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
Your cat.
Getting to
Owning
have
a cat.
Boy, this is super, super exciting.
Yeah, really.
This is, I mean,
Well,
I'm
I
on
thought
the
you were
edge of
gonna.
my...
I thought you were gonna read it in Danish. It's not as fun as you read it in English.
Oh my God. Okay.
But we've lost the viewer, guys.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I don't think it
blaming
was me as the
They
genie
heard my
that did it.
Danish and they
I'm
ran away.
blaming you.
Hvad er det bedste synhal eller hygiene tip?
Hyaluronic acid. Very
go.
good. Or
Down go.
niacinamide acid. Very good for acne-prone skin. What I tell people. Yeah, that's my hygiene or what is the health tip.
Jeg skal sige, take magnesium for sove. Take magnesium before you go to bed. Helps you sleep.
Beautiful.
All right. I think
Josh
we
is
can
lost
put the cards
because we've all
away.
been speaking Danish. He's
It's not that. It's just
No.
the subject is also, I don't even know what's going on.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
okay. What
That's
happened?
okay. I took a nap. I'm
I
back.
feel like I feel like that took the wind out of. Look at that. We lost.
had to calm the
See,
situation
now we
down.
got 2 people coming back. Now we're in.
Yeah, because we just put the cards away. They could
Yeah,
sink it.
exactly. They didn't want that.
So what somebody asked about what
beer is better than magnesium before.
what we're doing. I'm hoping to take some field trips. The problem is there's a lot of work related field trips at the moment. So I was in Paris last week. Tomorrow morning I fly to Germany. Next week I have to go to the US for a week. But I'm hoping that we can go on some Danish trips because we just got a new car. I'm going to drive around, and we got the Crow Pass. That we can
I
maybe
am so
visit
excited
some
about
old
this.
Crow hotels.
Go
I
on
would
our
be interested in going to Aarhus again this year.
Wait, I haven't been to Aarhus. I went once in January.
Yeah.
I've been.
Maybe
Otherwise, we went
we should
last
go
year.
at Christmas time and
so
go
many
see.
times.
I don't think we've been to the markets and stuff in Aarhus.
No, I don't think so either.
I bet the Dingamlabu is a nice Christmas. Oh, we did that once.
What?
I think we went to the Christmas thing at Dingamlabu
Yeah,
once.
it was cool.
But you
That
weren't.
was
I don't
cool.
think you were with us.
Probably not.
Somebody wants you to repeat stuff in Danish.
I like Svenborg. I mean, we'll go. I'm bet with this car. We're gonna be on it. It's just been a crazy year. But we did go spend a week. So okay, now let's get through the trip. So we went to DC.
Yeah.
Yes.
We shot we like shoot them. We like looked at these old videos. And we went to museums took Vilas to
did.
DC.
Lots of things.
I saw friends that I haven't seen in a while. Good friends like Kenny. And then I remember we had dinner at my sister's place with her fiance. That was something we did.
It's a very fancy way that you just said fiance, by the way.
Fiance.
I've been talking to French people all day, so fiance. Hey. Yeah, I don't remember what else we did in DC because we're just mostly with my parents, hanging out there. Got some random shopping in.
Yes.
We went to another baseball game. Went to a Nationals game.
We did.
You, me, Vilas, and my dad went to a Nationals game.
That was fun. And we stayed in this really cool section of the park, which I have never been to. But it was like the food was like nicer and the seats were like slightly nicer. And we got to see
finish.
We got to see the World Series trophy that they won.
Yeah, from 2019. We did.
So that was very cool.
Did Vilas see the presidents?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Sweet. What did he think?
I mean, he thought it was funny.
Okay.
He liked it.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yes.
And then that's and then we flew
that
back
was it.
basically. And then I was
went
here
to
for
work immediately.
I know, me too. I was here we got back on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then on Monday night I had to go somewhere in Denmark for a work trip, and then Tuesday I flew to Paris and was there and was just trying to recover from jet lag.
And
I immediately.
And I went to Aarhus.
Yeah.
I immediately went to work, and then 10 days later, started school.
Yeah.
There you go.
So.
And here we are.
And here we are.
And then after that, so then I was going to jump ahead to this because of saying places we go, and I didn't shoot any video, but we went to the Tuna Festival. You didn't go.
I was not present.
And we spent a week, actually. The plan was to spend a week.
Oh, my gosh.
But then we ended up having to take work trips. So we went, and we ended up traveling away and then coming back. And then we went to, and we were there Thursday through Sunday. Yeah, Thursday through Sunday at the Tuna Festival. Because it is a great festival. Next year's 50th. That's going to be the big dog.
Somebody said, "Can we please see your faces again?" I don't know if
I don't
that
know if you want
means you can't see them right now, or if that just means we need to make more video content.
I think they mean like maybe this camera. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Can you elaborate?
Can you?
Yeah.
Or can
Is
you
this what you meant?
Please elaborate.
This is my interpretation of what you meant. So hopefully this is good
also,
enough for you.
I'm proud of myself that this shelf back here no longer looks like a trash heap. I organized it the other day. I was really proud of myself. You guys don't know how much effort it takes to get stuff done around here because we're traveling so much. But
yeah, I mean, this is the challenge.
The sides of our heads more.
It's tough.
Okay, so we got to point.
Is this my good side or my bad side?
This way. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's
Less
a little
beard.
tough.
Maybe would it make you feel more comfortable if we all wore a GoPro and we're staring at each other and you could look through our GoPro?
Oh, like on our heads?
Yeah, exactly.
YouTube censored.
Would that be better?
Yeah.
Did Maya take shots for her birthday?
You did.
Okay, so I actually had my birthday party in June because my best friend here in Denmark, Sophie, her birthday's in April and my birthday's in September. And
nobody wants to have parties then.
No, and she has a big garden in the back that can fit people, and our garden is not as big. So we had a joint birthday party because she turned 18 and I was turning 20. And I did my shots there. I think it was like 3 of them were real. The rest was like soda. But I did drink 20 of something.
Okay.
And I sang the they played the birthday song that you play when you do your shots. It's like so yes, I drank 20 of something.
Okay.
Well, I think this is the perfect time to go to another home video,
Not involving shots.
which was not involving shots, but it was your birthday
Yes.
19 years ago, which would be numero uno.
My first birthday.
Maya on her first birthday party. Look at me. I look basically the same, except my hair is
you
not
do look
gray.
the same.
And this is at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you really do look the same.
And
I do.
look at how much hair you have.
Yeah, I'm one, and I look like I'm wearing a toupee.
And we're helping you. Yeah, you had like a
You
mess
did
of
have
a.
a
yeah.
Rag on your head.
You did. You had what I called the preacher look. You looked like
I kind of see that.
a little bit of a Baptist preacher there.
I kind of see that.
This was when the table was in a different room. Though.
Yeah, it was in that
Yes,
side
in that
room.
side room.
Yeah, but yes.
Which
this
none
is
of you would
my-
know that, but
No.
my parents have rearranged their furniture since then.
But yes, this was my first birthday, and
It
I just
was.
celebrated my 20th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember
2-0.
when you were born, you came out and you had like your hair pretty quickly turned red,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to change. It's going to change." But you had red eyebrows and
very
eyelashes.
Yeah.
And I knew your hair was going to stay red. Look at you. You're so excited.
Wow.
And we're clapping for you.
A fat baby.
Well,
You're a healthy eater.
Expect more of these
Yes.
tidbits of history.
Just a healthy eater.
But yes. So there's that birthdays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That was number 1, and this is number 20 just a few days ago, last week.
I cannot believe that. We went to this thing at the Bartov station the other day. It's actually run by the guy who does, this is not sponsored. It's run by the guy who runs Nashville Nights. So if you're in Odense, next week, and they're having Nashville.
This one coming up.
This one coming up.
This is a Seinfeld episode. If some would call that next, some would call it this.
I say it next weekend. Anyway, they're doing Nashville Nights, and this guy runs these things, and he was doing kind of a pre-concert, and there were 3 of them. One was Kinsey Rose, one was Dan Smalley. And I am so sorry, I cannot remember the guy's name.
I think it's Stephen
Mork. They kept singing all these songs about their daughters growing up and going away. And Maya had just turned 20, and I'm just like, you guys are killing me.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, but this is the thing, because they're
still,
in a
it's
different part. I think there's as a parent, there's a period probably around where their kids' age, where they're like at this like 8, 9, 10 thing, where you're like, they're growing up so fast, and they're like,
oh my gosh.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be super honest now.
Do it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no.
A majority of the 9, 10, 11-year-olds in the world, kind of annoying, except
That's
your own.
kinda true.
Except your own. That's like this awkward age where
Yeah.
they're like, they can't be like productive in
that's
any way,
very true.
and they just kind of like are needy,
Yeah.
but not in like a cute way,
Yeah.
you know. And so their kids are at this point where they're like, I wish I could have the old you back, and that's what they're like.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in a baby,
you
but
were
now
so
and
cute.
they'd never say it, but like, but now you just take. But when you hit 20. You're like an adult. We could sit and have
just take
conversations.
and
Like
take
you,
and
at some
take.
point, you kick over the edge where you're like,
Yeah.
there's all these other
am a
benefits of
person
getting
now.
to like be an adult and have a
Yeah,
drink
I
with you and do
mean,
things. So I don't feel like nostalgic. I mean, I like seeing the stuff when you were a baby, and I liked you then and everything, but I like you now, and I have you now.
Yeah.
Glad you like me now.
But a lot of 9, 10-year-olds. I mean, I was iffy on you at that. No.
But I am very, sad that I'm 20 because it's like I'm not a teenager anymore. Now I'm like an adult in my 20s. But it's also exciting because exciting
'Cause you're
things are going to
20.
be happening. I'm graduating in gymnasium. I'm starting university next year. Like big things.
That
Big
was
things
one
are
of the
happening.
photos.
Adult life is coming.
Yeah.
If we play the game of memory, there was that photo where she was standing next to Belis and holding up a computer, and that is because what did you just do the other
me
day?
and Vilas just bought flight tickets, and reserved a hotel for
I'm
our
so proud of
very
you.
first vacation together.
Yeah.
And I have been on trips without you guys before to the U.S., but I have never planned a trip myself and then gone myself. So this is my first self-organized trip without your involvement.
Yeah.
We hope we see you again.
And I feel
We're going to Greece, by the way, during February. If
I
anyone
feel like
is.
the most important part of this was that you admitted that you found Rick Steves
yes.
to be helpful
okay.
in your planning.
Yes. So if anyone knows,
Dun, dun.
if anyone knows Rick Steves, he is a travel, or I don't even know if he still does it, but
I think so, but specifically Europe.
yes. I mean, but he was like a travel, I don't even know, guide, and would make like episodes of this kind of show.
Rick
but it's like a
Steves,
straight to DVD kind of show.
Well, it was on PBS.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was PBS.
But
Like
about
public-
different places
public
in Europe,
television.
and you know you can watch it, and if you're going there, and he also has like travel books and stuff. So
and I feel like he
and-
wore the same outfit every single episode. It was like khaki pants and a button-up shirt.
But yeah, so every time we would go somewhere when I was a kid, before we would go, you would make me watch a Rick Steves episode about where we were going. And I remember hating it as a kid. I'd be like, this is so boring. I don't want to watch this guy.
Again.
And then now that I'm planning this trip, I was like, I need to watch this Rick Steves episode. There's an episode about Athens, which is where we're going.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to watch this. And I was like, this is great. This is so
This is really
informative.
helpful.
And also even the hotel we're staying at.
I know.
is
I was just
re-
going to say that.
I haven't read he apparently has a travel book on Athens or Greece.
Yeah.
And the hotel we're staying at is recommended
is.
by Rick Steves.
Because I had originally recommended another hotel that I had stayed at when I had gone to Athens for
Yeah.
work.
Which is
but
a nice hotel,
and
but then the price
it was a
changed,
nice
so.
hotel, but then the price changed.
I'm not
But then
interested
she
in
was
paying
like,
that
well,
price.
I found this hotel that was recommended by Rick Steves. I'm like, you're good. You're good.
I mean, to be fair, it was recommended by him in like 2009, but
Yeah, but
sure it hasn't
still,
changed that much. But yeah, I am I'm in the Rick Steves hole now.
Okay. Well, that's an okay hole to be in.
Yeah.
So by the way, when somebody
Rick Steves
Klaus,
is still going strong.
Is he? Okay, that's good because
Yeah, he is.
I was telling Vilas also.
he's still got like that JanSport
backpack? Yeah.
backpack from like the 80s over one shoulder.
I was telling
Hi,
Vilas,
Rick
I was like,
Steves.
if I was out and saw Rick Steves, it would be like as if I saw the Queen or like Obama.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God, it's Rick Steves.
It's like a unicorn that
no, that like
it's
that
like a triple rainbow.
like that would
oh
be
my
amazing.
goodness.
I wish Rick Steves was on like Cameo or something, and I could like
my
order a
God.
video from
That'd
him.
be amazing. So Klaus, were you asking about the song "Water Through My Fingers"? Is that what you were asking about? Because that's a Stephen Mork song that he sang. If so,
Oh,
yes, he
yeah,
sang
water
that song.
slipping through my fingers. Yes.
But it was water
yeah,
through
he
my
sang
fingers,
that.
I think
water
is what
through
it
my
was actually
fingers.
called.
Yeah, he sang that the other day. Really good song. But again, that was one of those ones where I was just like, I went up to him afterwards and I was like, dude, you're killing me with all these dad songs.
Well, slipping through my fingers is also a song that was in Mamma Mia. I don't know if that's also what you referred
But yeah, but that was
No,
that'd
no,
be
no, no.
unrelated
But
to what we were
he
talking
does
about.
Well, I'm
actually
just
have
saying
a song.
that
No,
it's a
it's
song
not
of
an
Mamma
ABBA
Mia.
song. He does.
It's
And
an-
I feel so bad that I
Oh,
could
okay.
not
It's an ABBA
remember
song.
his name.
That's
It's also a Mamma.
I mean-
it's also in Mamma Mia.
I mean, I don't want to criticize, but I'm wondering where it's a
Oh, no.
it's a connection. Like I'm not sure. I mean, okay.
What?
No, I mean it seems somewhat random.
What does?
The song?
Yeah.
Slipping through my fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's a song about growing up. You know,
Oh.
even the Mamma Mia song is
Oh,
like.
so it's
Yeah,
similar.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then I guess
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like the topic that because that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what because he had a similar song
Yeah,
about
he
water.
says "Slipping Through My Fingers" is by ABBA. Yes,
I don't
yes.
know that song by the
No.
way. I don't listen to ABBA.
Slipping through my fingers. one more time.
Well, I guess that's it. So maybe that's the inspired him from the
Perhaps.
because he had this water through my fingers
But
thing.
yes, it is a song about growing up, sang by Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia, but it's by
wow.
ABBA.
Yeah.
I mean,
By the way, I feel like I should mention my beer here.
Oh yeah, people have been asking.
Yeah, I
what
have
are you
a
doing?
Odense.
Mixing over there?
Not mixing. I drank one and then I drank another
okay.
one. Odense from Albany. I really need to visit. I don't know if they let you visit, but I like Albany. I think it's like a nice historic
Yeah.
brewery here.
All right.
I need to tell you
And
something.
then I got the Golden Lady.
It's not Odense. It's Odense.
I've heard people say
It's not
Odense.
ooh. There's
No.
no ooh.
I say what I want to say.
It's not an
And then
ooh.
I got the Golden Lady from Tuborg.
Yes.
Maybe we should watch and see how Rick Steve says it because he goes there one episode.
I think he does go there. Yeah.
does.
So we'll see.
I'm in
Rick
Odense.
Steves. I'm Rick. Oh, in at the beginning of the
Odense.
Athens episode, he went like, "Today we're all Greek in Athens."
Yeah.
I love Rick Steves.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of
Paces is speaking.
he's got a
It's
lot
just
of
fabulous.
knowledge.
But But it's great because, sorry, we're back on Rick Steves. It's great because not only is he suggesting great places to go for travel, but it's also, he knows like historical information that you're learning by watching.
Oh, and he often like has like I like what he incorporates like a local guide sometimes to walk him through.
He didn't do that in
things.
this episode.
Yeah. But sometimes because he, if it was a place he goes to often, I think he's like pretty connected as part of his tours that you can do. You can do tours with him. It's probably like a,
what?
Oh, probably.
Wait, stop. Wait, hold on. Back up.
Probably a bit of this.
I'm literally Googling right now where Rick Steves meet and greet.
I think he does. No, not meet and greet. I think he
Steves
organizes tours that you can go on, like in the summer. But he's
We're canceling our trip. I'm following wherever Rick Steves is. I'm going.
He's super Italy and France. I think are the two places he goes
Yeah.
to. Like,
Why have we not done
most.
this?
I mean, because we haven't.
You know what? I'm glad that we haven't done it because I probably wouldn't have cared before. So
Yeah,
now we
I needed to
do it.
wait till you came around.
Exactly.
And
Now
by
we
the
need
way,
to do it.
the
Now
funny thing
we're
is
all
my
into it.
parents. So I don't have the home movie of this yet.
Okay.
Future home movie viewing.
I'm Googling this.
I went to Europe with my parents in 1996.
Okay.
I've digitized one of the 3 videos that I made of this. So there's like hours of footage.
Okay.
And I remember my parents were like they watched a ton of Rick Steves stuff beforehand about the trip, and my mom was like referring to him as if he was like a neighbor. They're like, "Oh yeah, Rick was talking about this the other day. Rick was saying that this monument here that Rick was talking about when we were." And so then I came around to Rick, and now you've come around to Rick.
Yes.
See, it's a family
Rick
tradition.
is a family. He's one for all.
The dialect up at Odin's.
See, but I don't understand. He has
so
something on his
French.
website. Okay, I'll look at this later.
I don't understand what this
Odin's
whole
I've
this
opened
whole
the
thing
floodgates.
about root beer is.
Oh, the root beer. Yeah. Also,
I drank so much root beer.
Yeah.
When I was there, I have this like, I haven't drank it yet. This weird root beer cream stuff I bought at a liquor store that I haven't drank yet. But
That's very
we had root beer and sarsaparilla, and
Sarsaparilla.
cream soda
Cream
and stuff while we
soda
were there.
is so good.
Root beer.
And I'm sorry. I have to say I love black licorice. I'm gonna say that right now. I've gone like full Dane with the black licorice, but Klaus said I tasted root beer once and it tastes seriously weird. That's a lot coming from a land that loves salmiak licorice because that tastes super weird for us. But what is root beer? What is root beer? I actually don't.
I don't know. It's a root. It's a root.
Beer made
I think
from a root.
Yeah, I think the root comes from an actual root.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just discovered that Rick Steves has, first of all, an app.
Yeah.
And second of all, an
Oh my God,
audio
he has
tour
audio
of
tours.
like the Acropolis and
Oh,
stuff.
there you go. You can
See, I
listen
don't
to
even
him.
need a guide.
Yeah.
Rick
You've got
Steves
Rick
can
with you.
guide
He's
me.
your companion. He's your
like my
co-pilot
my
as you go
my
through.
spirit
Oh my
guide.
God.
Yeah, he'll be your Sherpa.
He's alive, but he's my spirit guide.
By the way, I didn't mention a long time ago. Somebody said hello from Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Eat some cheese for us.
You know what?
Rick Steves, Audio Europe.
We got some grill ost the other day, and I was cutting it up. And grill ost is kind of cheese or kind of firm and like really salty. And I was thinking, I wonder if I can turn this into fried cheese curds. Because that's one of the things I miss the most.
Wisconsin thing. So we need to make sure we cover some of these
Wisconsin.
other things, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to get through. We're almost there.
So
Sorry.
you've got, we're going to
all over
rewind
this.
back because this isn't very sequential.
No,
When we were in
none of this is.
Denver, we took Vilas to a store that's the size
This
of,
is amazing.
basically the size of a small village in
Amazing.
Denmark. And this is
It's
some
called
footage.
Outdoor World. This is
Yes.
Outdoor World. So it's a giant Bass Pro Shop. And
It's
this
like a
is like
giant hunting
fishing,
store.
hunting. You can
They sell boats.
Boats. And they have ridiculous amounts
Weaponry.
of taxidermy here.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just
I
like,
think also I will say I believe
Sorry, the
in
video went away.
our sorry
That's
in
fine.
our Christmas video from as in Christmas 2021 when
I
we
think we
went
did
to
a-
the US did we not talk we went
Well,
to Outdoor
we
World.
did a video specifically about you talking about having been in the U.S.
Yeah.
It was after that trip,
Okay.
but it wasn't about Christmas. It was about your impressions of the U.S.
Okay.
And the thumbnail is you standing in front of the
Okay, but yes.
Outdoor World in Nashville.
Yes.
root beer is made.
But I was going to say maybe we have mentioned it before, but perhaps not.
Yeah. So
But yes, we took Vilas because we've been telling him about this for a while.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
this
and
place
you
is,
bought him like
a
a
lot.
Did you buy him a hat there?
I bought him
Or-
2 hats.
Okay, you bought him a hat there.
But before,
Yeah.
when you went that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, that felt like where he's not here to speak for himself,
No.
but that's where I felt like it was getting a little like intense and overwhelming. Like just so much stimulation.
Yeah, there was
Like
a lot happening.
we'd been in the U.S. for a week and a half, so it doesn't. I mean, if we went there day one, like off the plane straight there, I'd have been like, whoa.
Yeah.
But we'd already adjusted back to being in America by that point.
We're
But
like,
he's
"This is
still
great.
like, what's going on? This is
America."
insane.
It's also his first outdoor world experience.
Yeah. I mean, I've never
My-
been in one.
Oh, really?
Well, I have no reason.
No, I mean, we have no reason
I
either.
don't
It's
buy
just
things
funny.
there, so I've never been.
When we got back in the car, I actually messaged Maya. I didn't say this out loud, but I messaged Maya, and I feel like I said, I feel like you and I are the only ones who truly appreciate outdoor world.
Well, I don't know if I would say. Here's the thing. I don't know if I would say I appreciate
Not
it.
it's, but
Like,
like in an
it's-
ironic way. Like
yeah.
it's just
It's funny.
hilarious to go. My favorite part of outdoor world is when you go hunting. You, at least in the U.S., I don't know if they do this here, but they get like wood
Hold on,
ducks.
hold on. I'm
Oh, we
sorry.
gotta stop for a minute.
We need to stop this. We need to stop
Oh my
this.
god!
I love
We
this.
need to end this.
Uncle John is watching you. It almost sounds like
Not just Uncle John, with Andre
I know,
the
but
cat.
I was
Andre
going to
the
get to
cat.
that. But it started making it sound like he was like just outside our window.
Uncle John
I
is
can
watching
see
you.
John,
from
I wouldn't
outside.
put it past you.
Uncle John. So Uncle John, by the way, was
Is actual Uncle John.
my actual
He
Uncle
is
John,
actual Uncle John.
who we also got to see while we were in New Jersey. So part of the
Yes.
trip when we went to Jersey is we saw my Uncle Eddie, who you saw in the Live a Style making video with my mom that time, and we didn't take any videos. We were only there for like 6 hours, so we were just spending
Yeah.
time as family. And my Uncle John was there as well, and it was a ton of fun to get to see everybody. So
Yeah.
hello, Uncle John. It was great to see you
And
last
Andre the
month.
cat.
We didn't see your cat though because he lives in
No.
Trenton, and we
But
didn't
hi
go
to
to
him.
Trenton. But
I like somebody said, I just joined and I'm very confused. So are we. Don't worry. Like
Yeah.
this has just been.
We've been
we
here for an
don't
hour
know
and I'm
what's
also
happening.
confused.
Yeah,
I've been
I
here
just-
for 20 years and I'm confused.
yeah,
So.
I'm just warm. That's one thing I'm aware of.
warm. Yeah,
So
Denmark
hot
is
right
it's very hot
now.
right now. But I think it is actually ending after like Wednesday. It's cooling
I'd
down.
hope so. I did
won't be
not
here.
sign up for this.
I mean, I'm going to go and then I'll come home Thursday, and I'm here for one day, and then I fly to the U.S. So
Yeah.
by the
Yeah,
time I
okay.
get back to the U.S., it'll be dark all the time.
No.
Okay, Saturday. Okay, this is in Fahrenheit, so no one can relate to this except us or other Americans. But Saturday is going to be 69. But after that, 64, 63,
Yes.
64.
Yes. Yes.
It's
You were
currently,
speaking my language.
and that's the high of the day. So
Excellent.
that's great.
I needed to be like 55. You know, like I'm a solid, give me 15 degree in Fahrenheit or Celsius. I will take both.
I feel like inside our house,
It is a million degrees
20
right
degrees
now.
warmer.
I am
That might be
I am
true.
so I am like I'm not
Fahrenheit.
glowing, I'm just sweating.
Dewy.
It's hot.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
dewy.
like, I mean, I was like setting all this stuff up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm melting. I didn't
Yeah,
even get
true.
to eat dinner yet.
Martin, my heart goes out to you, buddy. 93 with a heat index of 101. No, thank you. Nope.
Yeah. So just to
And
recap
the
for
humidity.
the person who's very confused, we saw Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, went to
Yeah.
Chicago, Colorado, New York, New Jersey, DC, the Tuna Festival. Now we're back here.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what's happened.
Random work trips in the middle of all that,
And school and
and
work
school. My turning 20.
yeah. But if you're interested, by the way, if you're interested in me starting gymnasium, we did come out with a video.
There was a video
I
about that.
believe
Good.
last
Was a
week.
video about you?
Yeah.
About
we
me
did-
starting
yeah, we shot
gymnasium.
that last Monday right
So.
before I
Yes.
went out of town.
Oh,
And I don't know
no.
when the next video is going to be. I was hoping that we would be able to do something, but we didn't have time, and now I'm
No.
leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I'm
like-
hoping Friday you won't
Yeah.
be here. It'll just be Mom and I guess.
But I
if you're
think
working.
we do. I'll have to look, but we need to see when the last Danish update video was.
Yeah, there's a few
yeah.
things we.
That could
I think
be-
there's a few
Vi skulle attended
a
that.
few videos that we have to do. Sure, that you guys can do that. I'll
Yeah.
just not do
He
that.
won't be there.
And then we need to get through season 2 or the second 6 episodes of Matador.
Yeah.
That needs to
Been a long
happen.
time coming.
We got this video from the U.S. that we shot stuff that we haven't
Yeah, that
put
too.
together. There's stuff to do.
There's things to do. Things
I
coming.
made a whole list.
I have some
Things
ideas
coming.
of things I want to go do
Yeah.
too. Like
Okay.
I didn't mention this, but I mean after we saw, so Neil Spohr was like mentioned a bunch in the
Oh my
in the
gosh,
movie.
yeah, he
Um,
was.
and Kenneth Branagh, one of my favorite actors, who's in
Yeah.
this great movie called
Played
Dead
Neil
Again.
Spohr.
If you haven't seen it, super good movie back in the 90s. Dead Again, very good.
I don't remember.
He played the part of Neil Spohr, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
we should do a
I was
video
like,
about him.
He's Danish.
We should do
I
a video
actually
about
didn't
him.
even know that he was Danish until I moved here because I remember
I didn't
in
either.
our like physics room in my folk school there was like pictures of the Bohr model like everywhere. I was like, that's really like specific. Like
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a very used model in physics, but I was like, this is, and also pictures of him everywhere. I was like, this is kind of weirdly like a shrine to Niels, where I was like, what's going on? And then I Googled
there's a
it,
few
and
interesting things, and you can visit
Yeah.
his grave and
Yeah.
things that I think we can put together a nice video. It's just haven't.
There's
you
also
know,
a
that's
building in Copenhagen
yeah.
that's like dedicated.
Well, and
Yeah,
he was a
yeah.
whole like
Well, I
institute that's
mean,
part of the
Yeah.
Copenhagen
But yeah, he has like a plaque.
university. Yeah. Don't worry, I don't skip meals often, and I'll eat right after this. I promise.
I have an interesting. This is kind of wild and slightly scientific. Somebody asked what we think of Jantelone, and I was actually reading. I don't know why I did it, but I think I watched a clip of A Beautiful Mind, and that was about the guy John Nash. He came up with gaming theory, and if you actually read his theory about gaming theory and what it means, it's like you end up doing what is essentially good for everybody in the group so that everybody in the group wins as opposed to just one person. And I was reading that and I was like, oh, it's like Jantelone. They follow the Nash gaming theory. That's what Jantelone is.
By the way, someone said just open the windows.
Yeah.
That is not possible because Ollie will launch herself out
Ollie
the
will
window.
yeet herself.
On the second floor, she'll jump out of the
No,
window.
she has like no survival instinct.
No.
She's like, bye.
She's dumb.
Goodbye.
So if it weren't for this cat, we would have every
we would
window
have
open
every
all
window
the time.
open.
However,
all
that
the
is
time.
not possible.
And so we still have to get. We'll do this next year for sure. Screen things on some of these windows so
that
we
we
can
can
open them up
We'll
more.
do a better job.
I mean, I'm surprised it's still so that it's still so warm in September like this.
Yeah.
Don't you have some Hancock beer? We don't. We had Hancock sodas.
I have some. I may have a Hancock beer in there, but I have a lot of different beers.
We have
I don't.
so many
I mean, I'm
beers.
not.
The problem we have is we stocked up. We really stocked up on beer for a long time, and then
These were both like future
Yeah.
or past, not future, past. Like
And then-
border shop.
and then
purchases.
my body revolted on me. And now poor Josh is stuck with like mountains of beer that we can't split anymore. So he's
mean,
stuck
I'm
with
just
all this
drinking
beer
on- I
that
just
we
had
bought.
two. It's so hot. I could probably have another one. That's fine. I just drink it at my own pace. And
I mean,
Or you like ask Vilas for if he wants one. or
well, I
something.
give them the licorice nonsense. Vilas'
rid
dad
of
was
it.
the other day. I'm like, hey, don't you like that licorice beer? It's all yours. I've had it in my fridge for like 4 years. Take it. I bet you can't tell any difference because it's so, like motor oil of licorice.
Ew. This comment, poor Josh must be hurt. It sounds really, I know it's not, but it sounds super like, poor Josh must be so
Well,
hard
I mean,
in
it's
your
not.
life.
It's
so
more.
hard.
It's more that I.
So
I'm sure that's not what I
hard.
meant, but it just sounds funny. Like,
I don't. I'm sure it was sarcasm, but I don't. It may seem like I drink more often than I do. I don't drink a ton, and
No.
so I'll forget, and I'll have like, it's like, boy, there's so much beer I haven't had to drink yet.
Gert, I need to tell you something really, really important.
who? Oh.
Gert DK said, years ago, I saw an interview with the then Scottish ambassador to Denmark. He said, Denmark is a clan. Spell clan with a C. Because it's the other clan with a K.
Oh, yeah.
It reads a bit different in American.
I don't think my drinking has gone up. Maybe a little bit because I like the beer here a lot more. I mean, I go through
You
these like
do.
spells where
Yeah, well, your options in
like
America is
for
less.
well, I'd bring. I used to buy Jakobsen.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd bring it back with me. But I mean, I go through these spells where I'm just, I'll have a beer a day, like at dinner, and then I don't drink beer for like weeks, especially if I'm traveling and I just like just don't think about it. Because I typically don't drink if I'm traveling for work or something.
Yeah.
Because it's like work trips and.
But I do hear, I mean, maybe that's the secret to getting you to be more comfortable with speaking Danish.
Drinking?
Would just get you some more beer in you. Now they're just shaking their heads at me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They're like, whatever, you've gone off the deep end.
Have you tried Husling beer from Sunajuland? I don't believe I have. I don't
Really?
remember. It's
Fuglsang.
possible I
On the
have it,
list.
had it,
Fuglsang.
and don't remember. I mean, I've been to obviously the tuna a few times, and I've been to Sunnabor. Maybe I had some there. I don't remember.
I feel like I've seen Fuglsang. But no, don't know.
Yeah.
Drinking beer is almost a law here in Denmark. Oh, Rima carries full of signs, so you
let me just
can
say,
chat.
the person who said you have to look hard to find good beer in the U.S.
That's what I was saying.
There is a
Not
lot.
that I have experience.
There
but
actually is a lot of really
No,
good
brown
microbrew
paper
all
bags.
around. We
There's the
went to
microbrews have really come
quite
up,
a
and they're
few
really good.
microbreweries while we were there, and it was all really good beer. I mean, yes, of course, just like Carlsberg, isn't the best beer.
Controversial.
There's a whole bunch of American popular beers that are not the best beer, but there's microbrews everywhere. So you can get, so many good places you can get beer in the U.S. for sure.
By the way, someone said drinking makes my English insanely good. Maybe it works the other way around. I can confirm that it does. So
Yeah, but you don't have to look that far for them anymore, to be
continue,
honest.
don't
I mean,
you?
I feel like you can, in some cities, it depends on where you are. But like so when we drove from Iowa, I got to say this about this Iowa trip. So we went into the Field of Dreams thing. You saw the picture.
if you don't know Field of
yeah.
Dreams, it's an amazing baseball movie.
Great baseball
should
movie.
watch it.
And they
Recommend.
build this field in a baseball field in the cornfield.
The concept is
in the
really
movie.
weird. It's like this spirit like tells him that he needs to
Yeah.
build a
If
baseball
you build
field.
it, he will come. If you have heard that before, it came from that movie.
Yes.
And so the field is still there. So we visited, and it's like a 3.5 hour drive from Chicago. And it's funny. This is just a comment about this. We lived in Chicago for 8 years, never went. I was like, I am not interested in driving to Iowa for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
But now that we don't live there, I totally appreciated the drive. It was so much fun. And there were multiple microbreweries in small towns. This one place, there was like nothing but a microbrewery. That
Yeah, it was
you
really
don't
weird. It was,
have
like,
to
off
look
by
that
itself.
hard,
Someone said the
actually.
one with Kevin Costner.
Yes, it's Kevin Costner and
Oh,
Denzel
sorry.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to look that hard to find microbreweries. It was like this Lena or something. Was that the
Yeah,
name of the
Lena
little
Brewing.
town?
Lena
And then that
Brewing.
other place there was another place, another town. We didn't stop at that one. I mean, there's a bunch. So they're actually all over the place, even in tiny towns in Iowa. So it's not that hard to find microbreweries now. You really
Yeah.
just like throw a rock somewhere and you can find one. So it's possible to get good beer. I mean, some microbreweries, sometimes they have weird beers. But they usually have good ones. So I brought some back. A future video,
Yeah.
I brought some back with me. And Peter and I are going to drink some, I think, in October.
Someone said that Field of Dreams made them ugly cry. I really relate to that because
Yeah.
hearing the concept of the movie, it sounds kind of like stupid and being like, okay, what? Come on, this is gonna be cheesy. And then I watched it, and the very end, it's like,
You're like, oh. I was
Wow.
so glad that you
Touching.
liked that movie too, because
It's
you were
good.
just kind of like, nah, whatever.
well,
We're
it
gonna
just-
watch this
again. I mean, the concept like sounds kind of stupid, like this spirit telling him he needs to build a baseball field.
What did you think of
Can-
Moneyball
But
the
it was
other
good.
day? We watched Moneyball. What did you think of that?
You had not seen it.
No, Moneyball.
Yeah.
No, I
Did
have
you
not
like
seen
it?
I thought it was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
I like
Velas
Field of
liked
That was
Dreams
a quality
more.
movie.
So
I liked it.
Velas has seen Moneyball.
Yes.
He's seen Field of Dreams, League of Their Own, Major
We
League.
watched Major League when we
while
were in
on the trip.
Colorado. Yeah.
And he went to 2 baseball games. I feel like he got a baseball.
And
had a
he
baseball
did.
game.
And he kind of understands.
Oh
the
yeah.
rules.
See, that was one of the
That was
pictures
one
I
of
saw.
the- I don't know what this is a picture of.
This picture right there, that is a miniature. That is a 1/12 scale miniature.
Oh,
That
there we
is
go.
not a real house.
There's Velas with
That
his
is
baseball
Velas with his
at
baseball.
Wrigley Field.
The baseball that I
Fabulous.
finessed for him.
Yeah. And notice in the background, Curly W. We saw the
Curly
Nationals there, and they won that game.
W. There's that
And
thing.
there's the
So
miniature
here's the
house.
thing. I love miniatures. That is my hobby. I've not had time to work on it, but I have 3 doll houses, and I just adore miniatures. I've done them since I was a kid. And in Chicago, there are these rooms in the Art Institute of Chicago, and it's like 62 different rooms, and they're all 1/12 scale. And they look so real. The amount of detail in them is just absolutely insane. And if you ever in Chicago, you have to go see them because it is just the artistry in them is fabulous. And that's my thing about that little miniature.
Someone asked if you build it, they will come. Is from Wayne's World.
Yeah. Well, Wayne's World just
Wayne's
like, kind of incorporated all kinds of things from popular culture,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
is originally from
It
Field of
was-
Dreams.
Yeah,
Yes.
that came out
And
before
it
Wayne's
is
World.
a great movie.
Watch
A
it, watch
couple
it.
things to comment. Oktoberfest. Somebody just.
Oh,
I like how
no,
Klaus
Oktoberfest.
just said that word.
I feel like we're just gonna go straight up. We're just gonna end this.
Are we gonna
live
end it? I
cast
feel like
way-
this
no,
is
no,
gonna go
no.
on
Just
forever.
it's just gonna go on. It's
Yeah.
fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
keep
we got
going.
people are still watching. 109. We got a person back.
Oh, see, like,
They left and they came
I
back for
lost
more.
a bunch of people talking about miniatures.
Yeah,
Everybody's
they're
eyes
slowly
rolled
coming
into the
back
back of
again.
their head.
So this is funny about Oktoberfest. So just like a weekish ago, maybe, I don't know. I have no concept of time anymore. My cousin, second cousin, she said, "Hey, are you gonna be around? We're gonna go to Munich for Oktoberfest on September 30th and October 1st." And I'm like, "Well, it's not super close, but I don't know, maybe." And they said, "Well, we've got like there's tents, and they got a table at a tent, apparently a famous one, and there's 8 people." And they had to get like 8 reservations, but there's only 7 of them. So there's an open space.
Oh.
And so it took me,
Who lives
only took you like
near
30 minutes to
Germany?
agree to let me go.
What are you talking
So-
about? I was fine with it.
So I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Oktoberfest
It's
at
not
the end
like
of
a
September, early
hemmed and
October.
hot. I can't drink
Fly
it.
to Munich,
so-
and then I'm going to see my second cousin and my aunt's, well, I guess, no. She's my second cousin once removed, and her parents are my second cousins. I'm going to see them. And then I'm going to stay and work in Munich for a couple of days. Sorry, the beer's catching up to me.
No. Yeah.
And so I will experience Oktoberfest for the very first time. So that's a
live
quick
your-
little,
European vacation dreams.
yeah.
yeah. And I have not gotten any tickets in the new car. So we haven't said what it is. Should we say? I don't know.
I don't know.
Should we, I feel like, I mean, for the 211, like 12 people came back. The
wow.
second we
Oh
took
my
the miniatures
God.
off the screen, it's amazing. They boosted on back again. So we bought when we leased our other car. People said you should have gotten an electric car, and I said I'm not going to get an electric car till I have a house where I can like install a charger
have a
and feel like and that's what we did. So we got a Hyundai Ioniq 5, and I actually want to incorporate it a little bit into travel videos and start to see. We got the long range. I want to see how far we can get in Denmark. Before we have to charge. So an Aarhus trip, let's see if I think we can get to Aarhus on a charge.
Yeah.
And just kind of make that a character in some of the things, like see where we can actually go and experience in Denmark with an electric car. How far can we get? How easy is it to find chargers? And tie that into going to visit these old crows, which I
Yeah.
think is really cool to like visit old, really old hotels with this like new
you
technology.
I don't think we've said this about the crow idea. So I don't know if people are familiar, but you can get something called an U-Pass, which is all for the around Denmark. And you go and like do a rubbing and stuff. Apparently they have a similar system for crows. So Josh said, maybe crows, K-R-O. I'm not. Yeah, crow.
Cool.
And I personally love old school Danish food. I love stikflæsk. It's like awesome. So I'm always down for visiting an old crow. And he was like, "Oh, maybe we could go on an old crow tour." And I thought that was an awesome idea. You can go get like a rubbing.
Yeah,
from
so
all
you
the
get
old
rubbings inside of
crows.
them, inside the little.
Yeah, there's like some little
passport-looking
croc
thing.
thing that you can go and get a.
That sounds like a tour for you
Rubbing.
guys.
Yeah. So what's a tour for you? Well,
Yeah.
you want to go to Aarhus, so you may have to do it. And so, and I think somebody mentioned the Nightmare Bridge. So I
Nightmare
drove
Bridge.
across the Nightmare Bridge recently.
Yeah.
In a camper van, and I survived.
You did.
And I feel like this electric car is going to be a smooth on ride across that bridge.
It rides.
It rides
so
smooth. It's not very loud.
No.
That means you could probably just like hear my heartbeat because it's so quiet while I'm driving across. So we'll drive across and go to Aarhus and see how this bad boy goes.
Yeah.
So this will be. So I definitely, partially because of the car, I want to take advantage of seeing what it's like. Part of my reason for feeling comfortable getting an electric car was Denmark is small enough. You can get to so much of it on a charge if you have a long range. So I want to see how that goes and take some road trips in the fall when we kind of settle down all this work travel.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just happy to be at home on the weekends. And there you go.
Yeah. Somebody asked a really random question. Please explain why it's called Cousin Removed. I can explain it, but I feel like if I did, you're just going to throw me out the house at this point with all my nerd stuff.
Well, it is confusing. I would suggest just Googling it because it is confusing.
Yeah.
Because I had to research to make sure I knew. And it was funny, actually. So my brother and his first wife, we were like doing all this research to figure out what people are.
Yeah.
And then we learned about what, like, first cousin, second cousins,
Yeah.
what removed meant. And because she had her brother we were friends with.
Yeah.
And we realized there's nothing for that.
Oh, that's right.
Your like sister-in-law's brother is no relation to you.
Yeah, no.
I was like, maybe that's like sister-in-law, brother once removed. Or
Yeah.
No,
So
nothing.
the easiest.
So then we're like doing all this
Yeah.
like pit of like, what is everybody called? And we're like researching all this stuff because it's random.
Yeah.
And
The
you get
easiest way I
nothing.
can explain it is like my cousin has a daughter. She is my first cousin once removed, but she is Maya's second cousin. Yes. Sure.
No, her dad is my second cousin, and she's a generation down from that, and that's why she's once removed. I don't know what you just said, but Robert's my
Yes.
second cousin, and so Jessica is
Your second cousin once
because she's
removed.
one generation below my second cousin.
Yes, but I was saying Maya and my cousin's daughter Athena are second cousins because her mother and I are first cousins.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with being removed.
Yes, but I am the first cousin once removed to Athena, and then Maya is second cousin to Athena because it goes down. So it's
Maybe.
Bethany is my first cousin, Athena is my first cousin once removed, and then
Well, no one knows all these names. So.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
whatever.
You don't know Athena?
I'm giving up names. Sorry.
Yeah.
Electric cars, battery cars.
Battery cars.
Oh, battery cars. Oh, okay.
Okay, interesting, but
Sure.
it's
It's too late to explain, understand. It's
Yeah, I
always
mean-
confusing no matter what time the day is.
Yeah.
Go to kiosk seller. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh. I was thinking maybe that was that.
Goulash seller. I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
I was thinking maybe that's that place that you like to go to that's near Newhound. There's that place, that little
There's
like
a bodega.
that that you walk down into.
It's a bodega or whatever. How about those Nationals?
Oh no, that's just salt in a wound right now. I don't
See,
even
we're
watch
one for-
baseball, and
we're
even
one
I
for
know
zero,
that
though,
that's
'cause-
terrible.
1-1. They
'Cause-
won in Chicago and they lost in DC.
No, yeah. Yeah, we're even. Are Maya starting to get a
Oh
driver's license?
no.
No.
She's
Yeah.
decided not to
That's okay. That's not true. I've decided I'm not doing it right now.
right now.
Not ever in my life, but
Have we
Yeah.
seen Chronican?
but no.
No.
Also, it's Maya with a Y.
Yeah.
M-A-O-I-A. I'm not Danish.
OYA.
I feel like we might be at the end of the line of the things we had
Yeah.
to talk about.
I feel like
What
we've
gives
reached
you that
everything.
idea? We're just going off the
we
rails now.
started talking
We
about
started talking about
second
first cousins once
removed.
removed. We were talking about
Rick Steves.
explaining.
Well, Rick Steves
Oh,
is
come
legit.
on. Rick Steves
Okay,
is
okay.
Rick Steves is exciting.
He's
always
he's
exciting.
like the Bruce Springsteen of travel videos. So I feel like he's worth.
Bruce Springsteen of travel.
We need to get
You probably
Rick
know
Steves-
his theme song better than any Bruce Springsteen song.
We need to get Rick Steves on the channel.
Yeah, that was
I
the
feel like
absolutely
that
amazing.
won't
Steves
happen.
interview.
That
I
was
feel
the-
like
Call
we
him
could.
up.
I mean, you could always
Rick,
ask.
hey, what's it? Yeah,
I mean,
what's
worst
his
thing he can say is.
practice is what- hey, what's going on, Ricky Rick? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
the worst
yeah,
thing
yeah.
he can say is no.
So I got an idea.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky. Yeah. Hey, Rick.
We
Hello?
are.
Did he hung up?
Listen, we're a travel sometimes channel.
Yeah. So I just want to pitch something to you, Ricky Rick. Rick. Okay, fine. Rick. Richard.
Rick.
That's fine. I'll do whatever.
Baby.
He
But
hung
think-
up again.
But think about it. You might think it's strange, but I think maybe a lot of people think it's strange, so they wouldn't do it. So maybe he's not getting many interview inquiries, you know?
Real fast. Ciao, Uncle John
Bye.
And Andre.
and Andre. We should have stopped, but we're just
Andre,
going.
I know. We're just.
I've lost all track of time.
It's my fault.
Well, I feel bad. We haven't been around so much.
Yeah.
And we're still hovering above 200, so people are sticking around. They probably like forgot that their computer was on.
Yeah, maybe.
They're just
Or
like,
like
what are
they like
these
left the
people
Apple
doing?
TV and then like went and did something else for a little while, but that's fine.
You know what? I'm going to email Rick Steves for you.
Please do that.
I will do it.
I mean,
I don't care.
mean,
I have no embarrassment. I'll do it.
The worst you can say is no. Oh no.
Yeah, we should learn that on the guitar.
don't copyright
and
us,
we,
the
maybe we
Greek
should like we can
Steves.
write lyrics to it. I like to travel around.
Rick
Europe.
Steves.
Oh, Rick Steves, that's good. Rick Steves. I've got a backpack on my shoulder today. Rick Steves.
Exactly. See, we're going to make this happen. I will personally contact Rick Steves. I have no embarrassment. The
Yeah.
worst he can say is no. You know, it's like when people send like wedding invitations to celebrities just to see if they'll send something back, you know? Worst they can do is say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask him to let's come up with like some fictitious event for him to
No.
Oh no.
Can we video interview you, Rick Steves, please?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
My,
I mean,
somebody
he's-
My personal hero.
somebody complimented your Danish.
He also
Someone
has a really
complimented
good
my
book that
Danish.
I've only got to read half of called Travel as a Political Act.
Oh,
Which is really
yeah.
interesting because he travels to Iran and a few places that are kind of like outside the
Rick Steves?
sphere. Yeah. Outside the sphere
Some
of what people
the
would normally
acceptable
commercially travel
places
to.
go.
And the idea of like accepting and visiting people in countries that normally you wouldn't go to because the average person you see is not maybe representative of the government. And it was a pretty interesting, I didn't get through the whole thing. I'm not great at reading.
Somebody said they have a Juan Soto signed.
Someone said they're
bat.
waiting for me to speak Danish. All right.
We got a lot of 100s in there. What is that about? Is it?
Kan vi tale dansk?
What? Oh.
Det sidste minutter of the live stream.
Yeah. Just got a Juan Soto. Oh, look at that. Juan Soto
Well, that's
signed
what I
bat.
said.
Wow.
Juan Soto signed bat. I don't know
That
who
I can
Juan
have.
Soto
What does this say? Hold on a
is.
second. Got a Juan Soto signed bat that you can have.
Don't tell him these
Why
things.
why would you have a bat that you would give to me? I'm very confused now. He left. He did. He went to the Padres. I mean, I don't
Connect
have,
with us
I
and
don't-
we'll get information.
yeah. Just send me some.
Send me your-
send me
we're
your-
interested,
Send me your
we're
deets.
interested.
If you're in America, I'm gonna be there in a few days. Yeah, I don't have any bats. I mean, I have my own, but I don't have any other.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, so Juan Soto was like the guy. He was the man, and they got traded to the Padres because the Nats were just like, bloop. and so then that's when you get rid of your good players.
He works with memorabilia in the States.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Oh,
That's,
Rick Steves was
no,
recently in
don't
Denmark and
tell-
Norway.
Oh my God.
Rick Steves was recently in
Mother
Denmark.
of a donkey, and we didn't see him.
God.
I know we could have done a collaboration. You know, we could have been on the Rick Steves. We could have been the guides that
We could have been
show
there,
him
yeah,
around.
but we're not. I think he probably uses like licensed guides.
Josh could try
Josh
German.
could try
You
German.
You
Yeah.
like a
Schnitzel.
I will speak German.
Oh no.
That's cool that you work for a memorabilia place. I don't have very much memorabilia at all, basically. I have a couple baseballs that I got to
What are you
games.
talking about? We have 800 foam fingers.
Yeah,
We
but
are
that's not the
memorabilia.
same
Our
as
house
I think
memorabilia.
memorabilia is like, signed, like a whole business
Yeah,
of people
that's
that get
true.
like
That's true,
a
yes.
base that's
Is
been
that
signed.
U.S. memorabilia?
Martin, would you like 800 foam fingers?
Martin, we have the premiere. I think I'm going to be honest.
I don't know what kind of
It's
quality they're in
possible
at this
that we're the
point.
only people in the entire world that have a
think
foam
so.
finger
True.
from every single
We
baseball
do.
stadium.
We
Even
do.
the new ones?
No,
Not
but I
the new
mean,
ones,
no,
but
but I
at the
have so
time.
every team that I got in their stadium and they've changed.
It's
But
a lot of
it's not like
foam
the foam
fingers.
fingers.
You're right.
There's 30 teams. The
Oh,
foam
oh,
fingers don't
teams.
say the
Okay,
name of the stadium on it. But
Yeah.
So I
thought
got
you
it
said
from.
stadium. Sorry. The
Well, I
teams,
did
yeah.
say stadium,
The
but I meant
one-
like in their city. How about
Okay.
that?
Yes.
And the one that annoys me the most was the Cleveland Indians because
which is gone
every
now.
other
It's probably worth a lot of money.
I need to get a
every
new one.
other stadium had an actual foam finger, like it's the number one finger thing, and they just had the face, the like.
Well, they had it's
the
with the
face
Well,
of
because
the
it's kind
Indian.
of the shape
it was
of...
the shape of the Indian mascot, and then
Yeah.
he had a feather,
That
which
stuck-
was kind of sticking up
It
like
was
a
so
one.
awkward. I was
similar shape.
mad about it.
I still have that
But
though.
we need to get a new one.
Yeah, because now they're the Guardians.
Yes.
But I even have a Montreal Expos one,
we do.
before they-
We do.
and that was like shaped weird. I think the Canadians apparently have smaller hands. It was slightly different size.
Okay.
At least the French Canadians,
They're like
because the
beastly
Toronto one,
humans who are
the
just,
Toronto
like,
one was like
3 feet
like
tall.
the same company made all of them.
Yeah.
But this was like a slightly different shaped one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
I
also
think
like
at some point we
it
had
was,
a
like,
hard
clinching
time
more.
finding
Oh.
them. We're like,
Yeah.
we need a foam finger.
So I have a bunch of foam fingers, and I'm probably the only one on the planet that has 30 foam fingers.
Yeah.
Maybe
But-
we should just get out our foam finger collection and make a video about it.
But I'm really
I can't pick my nose with them.
I'm really excited to update everyone on this Rick Steves thing.
Let me explain, by the way, because we did talk about foam fingers. You briefly mentioned it. So what happens is,
sorry.
I think the target audience is 5-year-olds.
Wait, how did I mention it? What?
No,
somebody
we
asked
mentioned
what
it,
it
and
was,
somebody
and
said,
you
"Oh,
said
a
something, but
foam
I'm going to go into more
finger."
detail. And it's made of foam, and it's shaped like a finger
It's
one,
like
and
a
it's like
doing this.
it's like it's
Like,
going like
yeah.
this, but it's huge. So you stick it on
Yeah.
your hand,
And you
and
just
you wear it
hold
like a
up.
glove, and it's like this big,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
and it's got a
gigantic.
number 1 for whatever the team is. So it's like
Yeah.
Nationals number 1, and so it's like to cheer on your team during the game.
No.
And I had this foolish idea in my early 20s that I would get one at every stadium.
And you did.
And I did exactly
You
that.
did.
And they're all in a storage unit somewhere in boxes. Probably a fire hazard. They'd probably go from flames like that.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
pretty
sure
sure.
they do. Especially now, they're probably like crusty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of them
Fire-
like are
they're-
not in the best shape.
We could use them as fire starters.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could stick it in the fireplace over there. It's like,
Only
we
if
need to get
it's
this going.
Yankees.
There's probably like chemicals in the coloring and
Yeah,
the
that's probably
dyes
true.
and stuff that
Red
would
40.
probably not be good for you.
Red
Yeah.
40.
Yeah. So the foam finger collection is we haven't. That was like a early days.
So if you support the team, you give them the finger. You do.
It's the
You
number
do.
one
It's a good
finger.
finger.
It's not the middle finger.
No.
Although I'm
finger.
certain there's middle finger ones out there somewhere that some
Probably.
college, frat boys put together. So yeah, I got a lot of foam fingers.
He
So
knows.
back to Martin and his.
We'll get those.
Let me know if there's a market for that. None of them are signed. I'll sign them.
I feel like now you need to get in touch with this.
By the way,
Martin
I-
person.
Yeah, I want to hear about
Find
this
out-
baseball
Yeah, this
bat from
base-
Juan
oh,
Soto.
no, you've
I mean,
totally-
Juan Soto was on the World Series
you've
team.
divulged too much, Martin.
He was on the World Series team in 2019, and I was at a game. I went to a game. He's my team. They won the World Series.
I found
I
found
middle finger foam fingers.
Yeah, of course.
They're on Amazon. Oh,
course.
it's out of stock.
Oh man, I bet
no.
you can find them where you can get stuff printed on them yourself.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm sure
Martin
you can.
said, "If you tell me who your favorite player is, I'll see what I can do for you."
That's the problem is
Don't tell him
I don't
that.
know.
But now he doesn't even know the players anymore.
well,
feel
I
like
mean,
you
if I
don't really
my
know them
favorite
that well.
players, I assume they don't have to be current players. Then
Who's
I
your
mean,
favorite player then?
I
Yeah,
guess
you gotta say Zimmerman.
probably Ryan Zimmerman because of all the years of
Yeah, that's
being
true.
on the Nats, and I saw him in. So for those that don't know, Ryan Zimmerman came up. So the Nationals moved from Montreal to Washington D.C. in 2005.
Yeah.
And then he was drafted to play on the team that year, and he started playing in September. And he's from Virginia, close to D.C. He played his entire career with the Nationals. And it's very rare in sports nowadays for a player to play on the same team their entire career. And he did. So I guess Ryan Zimmerman is probably my favorite player
Yeah.
just because of that. Or Cal Ripken, because of when I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah. Cal
I went to
Ripken's
so
the
many Cal Ripken Baltimore games before the Nationals were there. We drive to Baltimore once a year, and I'd see Cal Ripken play. And so either Cal
Wasn't his
Ripken or
dad
Ryan
a
Zimmerman.
manager?
Yes, his dad was the manager.
Yeah, his dad was the manager.
I discovered
Nepo
that is a
baby.
real company with a CVR number. Yeah, we're not getting rich, I promise.
You know what we need to do with that,
It's
though?
just kind of required.
Because I feel like that's our in to going to this store called Inco, and I've heard that that's like the
Pete
Costco
Rose.
of Denmark.
Pete Rose is an amazing dude
Pete
and all,
Rose.
but he played mostly when I was little.
Yeah,
I mean, he
was,
retired
like,
and he was the manager
like-
in 85, 86.
Yeah.
I wasn't really playing so much anymore. And I was like 10, 8, 9, 10. So I didn't
Yeah.
really watch him a ton. But Charlie Hustle was his name. He was a hustling guy.
Wasn't all that
He's
stuff
like
with
a
his
Vegas-
cheating stuff?
Yeah, well,
in
he had a
the,
whole
like,
thing where he
early
betted on
80s?
baseball. But
Yeah.
he's like a Vegas. I've been in Vegas where he was like just signing autographs in this thing for like $100 or something. That dude's like,
Oh. Yeah, but
Yeah.
So, I feel like Inco, they have stuff in bulk. And that's the thing. Like, I've heard that you can get, no offense to our butcher, but I've heard that you can go and get like large amounts of meat, which sometimes is useful if we're smoking
We
things.
can't betray
for-
him.
I know.
We're not even.
We're committed to Jesper.
I was thinking, by the way, if I don't have a lot of fat on the meat, maybe I can put butter on it next time to make it be moist.
Butter.
We did a brisket the other day, and I don't feel like it. I think he trimmed too much fat off it, and so it lost some of the
Yeah.
moisture a little bit. But I could have probably put some butter on it.
That was the biggest brisket I've ever seen in my life. That thing was massive.
It was good.
I feel
dude.
like
I just had
we
some
should
today.
have had a
I'm like,
picture of that.
I put it in the freezer and pull it out. What we should next time, we're just gonna have conversations with each other if you're cool with that. We should have vacuum sealed what was left because that would have made it stay better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not attending Nashville Nights. I'm so sorry. I'm exhausted. I traveled every single week in August, and I would like to not travel for a couple weeks. I'm traveling next week, so I'm not going.
And I'm gonna be. I have there's a disappointing lack of shows with music that I would enjoy while I'm in California. So I will not see a concert, but I'll see a friend, and I'll see another friend. Actually, I'll see Michael and
You'll
Judy,
see dogs
who were on our Noma video.
They are on a
So I
Nova
will see
video.
them right before I leave.
That was such a great night.
I'll see
I
another
will-
friend when I get there. Then I go to San Jose, and then I come back to San Francisco,
I will go
see
to
them,
school.
and then fly back here.
No.
Oh, by the way, there's something I wanted to say.
Yeah.
'Cause someone commented on the video about me talking about gymnasium that you looked scared when I was talking about religion class.
I'm not scared about that. I don't know why they would think that. I don't care.
Well, because you have religion, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting class, regardless of your beliefs or not. I just think it's interesting learning about what people around the
Absolutely.
world
It helps
believe
you
in.
No,
relate
I mean,
to
I
what
think that
people
that's
are up
very
to.
valuable.
And also
Yes.
what I was saying, like in the video, one of the reasons why I chose it is because I think it's cool. A lot of times we get to go on field trips and talk to people who are actually part of these religions, which you would not get to experience otherwise. So
Yeah.
that is why I chose the class.
Well, just like I have to say, like I went once. Let's just settle in for a little while here. I'm going to lean back. A little bit here.
We're gonna be here all night, guys.
How's it going? We'll just
We're
keep this
losing
going.
people actively. We're down to 100.
Oh my gosh, let's get that back up to 200.
No.
I was once in India and I went to the Baha'i temple,
Oh
which is
yeah,
like,
that
it's
was
like
cool.
decorated like a lotus flower, and it's interesting. I mean, I have no idea. Well, I like architecture and interesting looking buildings, and it was super fascinating. And I learned a little bit about the Baha'i faith just from going to visit this, and then
Yeah.
I've now been to two other ones. There's one on each continent, and I went to the one in the U.S., which was outside of Chicago in Wilmette, Illinois. And then we went to one once in Frankfurt. We flew into Frankfurt on the way
was
somewhere.
Not that nice looking.
Yeah,
though.
no, it felt like a 70s
It was weird.
cement
I didn't like
situation.
that.
But
But I
It was
really,
not
uh,
worth
but we
it.
were like flying through Frankfurt to get to maybe Tunisia. Maybe it was when we went to Tunisia that time.
Oh,
and we
yeah, I
rented a
think it
car,
was.
left the airport, saw that. Then we went to this castle. And then we got like schnitzel because I have this general rule if I'm in Germany for like 8 hours or more, I have to have schnitzel,
Yeah.
which I will probably have for dinner tomorrow night, by the way, since I'll be in Germany. And then we went back and flew the rest of the way because we had like this really long layover.
That was when we went to the. Do you remember the restaurant that had the like playroom in the back?
yes, I do.
That
remember
was
this.
that trip. So that was where we were.
Yeah,
in
that was so
Germany.
fast. You had this whole big kids thing. And
Yeah,
so
it was
we were
crazy.
just
It was
sitting
like a
eating
castle.
schnitzel and stuff, and she was in some other room with like
Two
I
girls.
feel it was like a mix between a children's room and like
oh my
a
God, Dad.
Party room.
was like-
You need, look
had
at,
it- what's
look at
it?
the comments
What?
immediately.
Oh.
Schnitzel isn't good.
No.
Oh,
the
Ryan Zimmerman.
2019 World Series year.
Oh yeah.
Oh my. Oh.
good.
Send me a message, my friend.
Yes.
Oh,
The off of this.
Martin.
Yes.
Like, look at the email and send me an email. I don't remember what it is. travelingyoung@gmail.com, probably.
Something like that.
Yeah. Send it there.
Also, someone asked if me and Vils are going to Copenhagen. Probably not.
And schnitzel isn't good, by the way. I hate to say this. Schnitzel, it depends on where you get it. In Denmark, schnitzel is accompanied by approximately 7,000 peas. You remember that one time when you and I were in, we went on our trip and we were in Samsu and we were at that, and we stayed on the island and we were like at the harbor and we had dinner at this place that was like, I feel like we were in like, our seats were almost in a boat. There was like this like boat in the middle of the restaurant that people were sitting in. We were outside of that maybe. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get schnitzel. And it was like, there was more peas than schnitzel. And I felt so bad because I don't want to eat that many
You don't
peas.
like peas.
I don't want to eat that many peas.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not into buying Wagyu. I mean, Wagyu sounds super cool. I mean, it looks amazing, but yeah, I'm not down with paying $300 for a steak.
We have not tried to make smoked cheese yet, by the way.
Did we try that?
No, we didn't. We ate it when we were in.
That's what I thought. Didn't we?
That was in.
We went to a Maya.
It was in Thun. It was when we stayed in.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Svinborg. I think we went to a place and got it.
And got some smoke. Oh, that's right. It was all right.
I'm
different.
looking. There's somebody from Svinborg right there. Not the same person that asked about.
It has to be lemon. And spatzel.
And
That's what you should
But
serve
yeah.
with
Ryan
schnitzel. Oh my God, Ryan Zimmerman.
we like just chatting. God,
Should we just?
we're just all here.
We're just hanging out.
Man, my flight's at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
I know.
I am not
me
excited
neither.
about that.
But
Does
I'll-
anyone
I'll
want to hear
be
about my
honest-
modules tomorrow?
I mean, I'll be honest. I feel like all of us, between your traveling, Josh, and my traveling, and your work and school, this is like one of the few times we've actually had to sit down since vacation over a month
And
ago
talk.
to just sit and talk.
Yeah,
So
'cause I
you're
feel like-
witnessing it right now.
Yeah.
We're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
And finding out what's happening in each other's lives.
Because I'm like school, working so much, and when I am,
I mean, you're working again tomorrow,
I am
which I'm not
working
going to
again
complain
tomorrow.
about because now I have the night to myself, and so
yes, I am working
I
tomorrow.
can sit and
And on
watch an old.
I'm working
movie.
tomorrow.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hopefully, it's not a long day since I am getting up so
You
early.
get schnitzel though.
Maybe. I don't know, because I could probably also order 5 guys and get it delivered to the hotel. But Wednesday night's a work dinner, so I can't. Unless I get schnitzel at a work dinner, it's possible.
Oh, see, that's how you got to work it. You got to be like, you know what? Let's go have some traditional tourist.
Somebody asked if I can, if we can. I don't know if it's me specifically, sleep on an airplane.
Can you in general?
Yeah, it's interesting because if it's a short flight, I have this thing where I can fall asleep once.
Oh, thank you.
We got 17
If,
Corona.
oh, thank you.
Thank you.
If I fall asleep once, then I struggle to fall asleep again if I wake up. Now, if it's a long flight, it's a different game. But if it's like an hour and a half flight, I have to like be mindful of the moment I fall asleep, because if I wake up, I can never fall back to sleep again.
I'm constantly jealous of your ability to fall asleep on planes because I can't do it. I
used to
have
be-
never been able to sleep.
Aided by Dramamine, but I stopped taking it. So
Once I do all 19-year-olds work there, what type of jobs do you most get? I think they just mean there as in Denmark, I think. Maybe.
What?
I haven't revealed where I work, so.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
think they just mean Denmark in
Do
general.
all
but
19-year-olds work? Yeah, I mean,
not all, but I would say like
I would say most of them
90%.
do.
just talk. We promise not to listen. I feel like that should be like on a T-shirt.
But Copenhagen. Okay.
Oh, in Copenhagen.
Yeah, I would say like 90% of 19-year-olds work. A lot of 19-year-olds, I feel like, work in like grocery stores. I also know a lot of people who bartend. I don't do that. I do retail.
Anybody working in Netto?
Grocery
store.
Other grocery
Checkout.
stores, but I have never worked in a grocery store. I've never wanted to work in a grocery store, so I've only ever worked in retail.
Somebody asked, "Are you studying religion from more or less a faith-based perspective?" No, I think it's purely
Just
like
curiosity
education.
about
I
people.
don't. I mean,
It's
I don't care.
educational.
I personally don't care about this personal question. I am not religious. I just
Yeah.
am super like interested in. Even though I'm not
What
religious,
makes people tick?
No.
I'm just interested in learning about what other people believe in and learning about religion around the world.
And
Even
why
though
they
I'm not
believe that, yeah.
religious, I just am interested in what other people believe in. So
Going long. Let's go. Yeah, man. We're looking at like. I feel like at this point we just need to see if we can make it 2 hours.
Oh my God, I might need more wine for that.
And by the way, a few things that we haven't mentioned. We've passed 5 million views, 28,000 subscribers. This is all crazy to us. I just want to mention that and say that we're thankful. And 3 years. 3 years was
Has
just.
it been 3 years?
It was just in August. Was 3 years. Yeah.
That's insane.
And hopefully we can, get the train rolling again.
I feel like my level of excitement on that. I feel like one of the first videos we did was about how we had just gotten brisket, and I was so excited.
no, like our first video was like my birthday or something.
That was when we went to the
The racing place.
race
My
hall.
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, no, I was just saying like one of the first ones. I think
Yeah, the
was where
first
we
ones
got
were
brisket.
were like around Lungbu.
Oh yeah,
Lungbusu.
we illegally put our drone up.
I haven't even flown that drone forever because you can't fly it anywhere. The
That's
average view
the
time, I
finest.
don't know. I stopped like watching all that stuff, honestly. I used to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're kind of at a place where I think we're a bit more comfortable. I mean, obviously, we want to make more content than we have been. We recognize we've not been making a lot of content lately, so we do want to get back on the horse for that. But I think we just feel like we don't want to try to play the algorithm game as much as we used to when we first started the channel.
I just don't have time.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
we
I
just
think
don't
it's
have time
interesting. Well,
Yeah.
this is the thing, though. I'm never, ever gonna just make videos because it's a topic that seems like YouTube is gonna reward me for.
Yeah.
reward us for. Only
Yeah.
It's only if I'm interested. Sometimes our interesting topics are ones that we're interested in, are also ones that other people are interested in.
Yeah.
Sometimes not so much, but that's not going to define what we do. Regardless, it's never defined what we did, but I was definitely monitoring things much closer before, partially because I think it's interesting and it's interesting to learn.
You like the statistics of it?
Well, yeah, and I also I felt like it was helping me become a better communicator because I was also understanding the things that people were interested in and refining style a little bit. And that benefits work because I'm communicating at work all the time.
Yeah.
And so there was like some skill that was gained by paying attention to that stuff and seeing how I can optimize, and we can optimize how we're talking and how we structure, the videos in a way that helps keep people's attention. That stuff is important.
Yeah. I think it's time management too. Like I think it forces us, especially when we sit down and say we want to, plan these things out. And, but that's the thing. It's like I don't ever want to.
I didn't fall off the stage, but I'll play it again.
You'll play it again. Okay.
Why not?
You,
The guy wanted to see
barely
it
even
again.
wanted to
He
play it
wanted
the first time.
It's life.
I'm committed to my belief that this is a fall.
But this is
No,
almost.
you
No,
jump.
I jumped right here. I jumped.
Wait.
Hold on.
Oh,
You
wait.
jump.
I was-
It's just
I was
a
looking at the
flailing
And then my
jump.
dad
screen.
didn't know where I was, so he lost track
He
of where I
jumped.
was at.
Okay.
And what happened is I think I went down and then was talking to a little kid that was
Yeah,
right
yeah.
off the stage.
It was a jump.
Okay.
And but look at this, December 18th, 1993. This is like almost
30 years
30 years ago.
Also, someone donated 50 krona. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
you.
much.
You guys don't need to do that.
That is super nice of you guys.
very nice. Of you.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, we're just on this topic again. So this is hilarious because it was very structured. Like we had we were all doing a very specific thing. Like everybody's dancing in a specific
Oh,
way.
you're talking about this thing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we're watching.
And
right?
I'm just like, I
You're
don't
all
care.
over the place.
I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm like, I'm going to jump off the stage and I'm going to dance around with the little kids and I'm going to do my thing. And it was so much fun. I mean, it's when you dress up like somebody, I haven't watched this, but there's a whole documentary on people that dress up as mascots
Yeah.
in sporting
Oh,
events.
Wow.
And they're completely different people. It gives you this license to be somebody you otherwise wouldn't be, and be more open,
Yeah.
out, just do crazy things because
That's
you're
true.
somebody
You're,
else. And
totally
it's fun to just be
uninhibited.
this other thing for
Are you still granting
hour.
wishes?
I grant wishes all the time.
Yeah.
What's your wish, Soren?
Like when
That
Maya
sounded weird.
calls up and she's like, "Can you give me 50 krona?"
Maya
Yeah.
went to
Oh,
school more than
man,
2 years ago.
after
I was thinking about
school.
that this morning. How I was.
Oh, the after school drama.
Yeah, but that was that was 2 years ago. Because I was thinking about how 2 years ago. Yeah, I think 2 years ago I was still at
No, it was
Limburg
longer than
Gymnasium.
that.
No, I was going to say 2 years ago I was at Limburg Gymnasium. So 2 years
Yeah,
ago
so
I
it was-
finished after school.
Yeah.
But 3 years ago I
3 years ago.
started
would've
after
been.
school.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But 2 years ago I finished it. But yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you just started the third year.
So 3 years ago I was at my first after school. I hadn't gotten kicked out yet.
That's true.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's
It
a
all
life
worked out, so
experience,
it's fine.
and it worked out obviously in your
worked
favor
out.
because you met Velas there.
Oh, someone asked something about me. Hold on, wait. Let me read it on my phone.
This is when you
because-
connect back with your childhood friends in the U.S. Do you feel that they understand where you are, what you do?
No.
Do they have an international outlook, or is it all about making it?
I mean, the Danish.
Oh.
I think. I mean, this is very technical, but I mean, the Danish education and everything here is so different than the U.S. It is hard to explain and for them to relate and understand to what gymnasium is and første and slaggy.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I have a hard enough
I don't
time
know.
explaining it to
Yeah.
adults.
so I don't know
I
if they fully
imagine it's
understand it, but
just,
that's not because they don't
hard
care.
to-
It's just because it's really complicated, and I don't know if they're interested enough for me to
Yeah.
sit and explain it.
So, and as for, by the way, we have a whole video with Maya describing rather than
Yeah,
repeat
I
it,
think
she talks through
it's
the
better
whole
to just
I do.
watch
It's,
the
and it's
video.
And
right after.
It's right
And
after,
that
so
sounds
there's
so
emotion.
good. It's
like a few months,
Yeah,
yeah.
not even a few months.
And
Yeah.
we
It
don't
was just
we don't
weeks.
mean to say that just to plug the videos. It's literally
it's the best
easier to
description.
watch
Yeah, it's
the
a
video
it's kind of a weird story.
than
Yeah.
to us explain it.
And this is a goose.
It is.
That is Henrietta. That's my goose.
90% of Danish youngsters would have said nothing about alcohol at our school. This is true.
Yeah,
And I
you
know
learned
that
the hard way.
because
Now
they
you
didn't know what to do with me because I was the first
exactly.
one to
They
ever
were
do
like,
that.
we don't know what's happening
No.
right now.
Anyway, but
Somebody
I'm
was
glad
truthful.
it happened. It led me to very good things. Led me to Vilas. Led
You
me
know what?
to my school. And I feel
Yeah.
like I would have been in a very, very different place today with what I plan on studying, where I go now, if I had not been kicked out. So I'm
See? There you go.
glad that it happened.
It put hair on your chest.
Not one of my favorite things, but
No,
it was
but-
more the whole
No.
interaction with the school that I was unhappy with.
No, but I feel like now, like 3 years later, it's not really that big of a deal. In the moment, I felt like my whole life was like falling apart, but now it's like it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very
It
happy
was for
now.
the best, even if it was hard at
I'm
the
very
time.
happy now, and also
What
I remember
doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
when I went there, I was planning on going to I can never remember if it's HTX or HHX, but I wanted to go to a science school.
it was
and study.
Oh yeah, HTX,
biology.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, HTX.
And then I went to my second. And then I went to my second gymnasium, and then I wanted to study business, and then I went to a business school, and then I decided I didn't want to do that. So, but I could have been studying biology or chemistry or something right now, and probably regretting that.
Yeah, and not on the path that you're on.
No,
now,
not on the path I
which
am
I think
on
is
now.
better. We talk endlessly about what Maya's going to do next when she goes to university. I feel
Yeah.
like, but I feel like you've picked a good path now.
I agree.
I'm praying
I don't know if I
that
mentioned
we
this.
can that you'll stick with it.
Yes.
and
I don't
we don't
know.
have to keep having this.
I don't know
conversation.
if I've told you this yet, but I signed up for a Studiepraktik. So I will, if I get accepted, I will get to go to the university and be with students who are studying the thing I want to study.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm also doing like a 1 day, I don't even want to call it like internship, but
it's shadowing.
shadowing that I
You're gonna do
self-arranged.
shadowing. I tried to convince her to go into the stuff that we do, but she was like, "No,
No.
thanks.
It's not for me. I don't think,
No."
unfortunately. I'm not a
Your mind may
tech-savvy
change.
person.
This didn't exist when I was in school.
Perhaps. I'm not a very
I don't even
tech-savvy
do text.
person.
I mean, I work for a tech company, but I'm not involved in the tech part of it so much anymore. I just generally know what's up.
Looking forward to hearing about my university
Yeah,
plans.
I guess I'm closer to the tech stuff than
What are you?
maybe you are.
Now people are asking what I want to study, and I'm scared to say it because I'm scared I'm going to change my mind.
You
But
will
You don't
You-
know that. You don't know that.
I don't know.
prove me wrong.
We're getting so close
Prove
now,
me wrong.
and I have
This is
to.
so. This is so. I'm glad you find this wholesome because, like, we're just. This is random at this point.
No, but listen.
I'm just looking at the clock. I don't want to see if we can make it to 10 o'clock.
I
Yeah.
know now it's
But
just like
listen,
a personal goal.
I'm doing quarter 2 because I don't know, but I already have to apply in March, and I feel like compared to all the other educations I've looked at, because I've looked at like 10 billion educations. Since I
Yeah,
started
this is
gymnasium,
why we're having
But-
this prove me wrong
but-
conversation.
this is the one that I feel like all of my friends and stuff. I mean, it's also like people actually know what this education means compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
But I feel like all my friends and even, family and stuff are like, oh, I could really see you doing that. Like, that makes sense. So,
I still like the fact that at some point in your life you really wanted to be a mortician.
all right. But it's okay to change your mind. You're still figuring it out. You know what? I
Yeah.
agree with that. Because you
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
You guys may make fun of me for changing my mind. And I've changed my mind about, well, I'm not willingly, but went to 2 different extra schools, went to 3 different gymnasiums. And it all worked out. And I've been happy every single time I've changed.
Yeah, I don't mean to say that you shouldn't. I just don't commit myself to whatever your current because I know it will change.
it will
So I'm
probably
unwilling. I'm
change.
unwilling to invest
Yeah.
at the moment
Yeah.
because I know you, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't change. I went from the start to the beginning of what I studied, but then I changed as life moved on.
Yeah.
And I realized I should be doing something else. But I mean, in the U.S., so much of university is just like life experience
Yeah.
and being able to learn how to be responsible, learn
Yeah.
how to take care of yourself, get up and go to class and do the things you're supposed to do. And like that's a big part of
Yeah.
that. All the stuff you learn, life lessons outside of classroom are just
Yeah.
as important as the classroom itself. Because you're like 18, 19 when you're doing it. So
Well, okay. Now that it's a live stream and not like an official video, it's a little deeper to find. So maybe I'll say it. I am
Yeah, this
currently
deep cut.
Currently, this is
currently-
deep cut, especially since we're almost 2 hours in. So
I am
Still hovering at 184.
I am currently at the moment considering studying to be a folkskolelærer, a
yes,
elementary school teacher
but
here in Denmark.
in Scotland.
For the I don't know yet
Folkskolelærer.
because with the education it's a professional bachelor, so you do a lot of internship kind of stuff. So I'll spend a lot of time at a school getting experience. But
I like the idea of you being
It's
the
stuck on my
wacky,
It's
the
doing- it's
wacky
zoomed
Yeah.
in on
first
you.
grade.
Look at that.
Oh,
It zoomed in
oh
on
my
you.
God. Oh,
but
oh no.
I
Now
Oh.
I'm like showing my
oh
under things.
wait
Getting too
wait,
comfortable here.
Wait
hey,
there
you are.
we go. Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What,
Okay.
what is happening?
But I am, so I don't, she said in schooling. I don't really, in schooling is like the younger kids. I don't really know yet because I have no experience of sitting in a
Oh,
classroom.
see,
and being
somebody's
teacher.
a folk school, and
Yeah.
they approve.
That's good. But I've talked to a lot of my friends about it, and it was actually Phyllis's idea.
And then you can teach Josh how to speak Danish.
But they were all very supportive and very much like, I could really see you doing that, and you seem like you'd be.
I mean,
a good
you've been
teacher,
good with
so-
your younger cousins and stuff, but
I mean, that's different, but yeah.
it is.
I figure worst case, I'll learn Danish alongside my grandchild.
Someday.
But I will
learn.
not.
Someday.
If anyone is scared for their children, I will not be a Danish teacher, just so you know. Not in my plans.
I will say, I feel like Josh has basically given up on getting the fast track path of.
I just
permanent
don't. I mean, I don't have
residency.
time at this point.
Yeah.
And by the
Yeah.
time I have time, it'll be 8 years. I'm already
Yeah.
been here 5.5. And the time it takes to take the test and the time it takes to apply. I mean,
Yeah.
Soren must have joined late because we had at least 20 minutes. I feel like talking about 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Scroll
Yeah.
back.
That's what happens when there's a 7-hour live stream.
Look, all these people are saying that they
7-hour
love
live
So
stream.
English and religion.
Oh,
Teacher, I bet
see?
that's actually- that's
that's
what I was
exactly
thinking.
what she was gonna do.
That's actually
That
what I was
is
gonna do.
exactly what she was
You
going
need,
to do.
in order to be a folk school teacher these days, I don't know what it was like, 10 years ago, but you need 3 subjects. And I wanted my first to be English and my second to be kristendomskundskab it's called that in folk school, but it's kristendomskundskab/religion.
Yeah.
That is what I'm thinking. So yes, you're correct.
By the way, yes, it was so nice to meet you yesterday at Bartov, and that's so cool that that your cousin lives in Idaho and enjoyed seeing the picture when you met us. It was. This is just one quick example. I mean, we talked a bit about the things we like about doing the channel, and one of the cool things is to meet people.
Yeah.
So we love it when
Yeah.
people come up and say hi, and it's exciting for us
Very
to meet and
much.
talk to new people and learn about them.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite things about the
Yeah,
channel.
I love that.
And
Yeah.
we got to meet a few people, and the Tuna Festival came up to us. So if you see us ever, feel free to stop
Yes, please do.
and say hello because we
Even
love
if it's
to.
just one of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone said psychology. I don't know if they meant like teaching psychology or like studying psychology, but I do not have the great facilities to study psychology at Copenhagen University.
Somebody said if you want to teach religion in schooling is not the place.
No,
Because
I know that. No,
they
no.
barely
No, no,
want to
no.
learn it in schooling.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I don't even know when they start religion. I don't know when they start religion classes in folk school, but probably not in schooling. But
Okay, MJ, you missed the stream, but
Yeah.
you're required by law to watch the entire 1 hour and 52 minutes.
no skipping.
No skipping forward. I expect a full report.
There'll be a quiz.
Tomorrow?
I can't believe we went 2 hours. I feel bad, but also
Why do you feel bad?
I don't know. We made
For who?
everybody stay up super late.
We're not forcing them to stay here.
That's
No,
true.
I don't.
That's true.
I feel like it's stuck on 184.
We're forced to stay here, if anything.
And no worries, Soren, it's fine.
Make content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we're 8 more minutes.
Yeah.
Now I
You
feel
can
like
do
we're
it.
Mr. Beast trying to set some records.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast.
It feels late again. I gotta wake up 7:20. My
Oh,
flight's
it
at
is-
7:20, so I gotta get up at I
I-
have to leave. I still
Yeah.
need to book my parking.
These
And
two
then
are night owls.
I guess I gotta
turn
wake
into
up
a
at,
pumpkin.
No, I am an
4:45.
owl. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. She's such a night out. When she was
24 hours.
Yeah, when she was a kid, I gave up on trying to get her to go to bed because he would be traveling all the time. He traveled, 5 days a week, 4
I
days a
do
week
need to eat.
for years. And after a while, I just gave up on trying to get her to go to bed because you would stay up till like midnight.
Yeah.
And there was no way on earth. I tried everything to get her to go to bed at a normal, reasonable time, and it just never worked. So I gave up on that. You're still, and to this day, you're a night owl.
Yes, this is true.
So
Also,
somebody met us on the S train.
yeah.
You know that we lived in Lungu, so I asked if you were not going off. You said no. Did you say that you you knew who we were? Because we didn't get off in Lungu because we get off in Sontenfree.
Yeah, when we
So
lived
that's-
in Lungbu, we lived technically in Sonfleet.
Well, we were technically in Lungu, but we were close to the Sontenfree metro or S train. Did you say something?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
Oh my gosh.
I feel bad if we made you
yeah, I
feel
feel bad.
embarrassed.
If we
is what I
made you
wanna
feel
say.
bad,
I don't
want to
feel anyone. I don't want to make anyone feel embarrassed.
Yeah, yeah.
Now everyone's like, okay, well, I guess I won't say hi to them.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, no, it's because
Sorry.
we get off in Sontenfree. Lungu was
Yeah,
further.
yeah. Lungbu was one more.
Which?
So
Okay, wait. We need to point figures. Which one of them was? Which one of us was it?
it was
all of us?
probably me.
Yeah. I was going off myself, so I was in a hurry, so I couldn't say much. Well,
Which one of us was it? Let's point fingers. Who's the bad one?
It's probably me. I accidentally insult so many people. I'm so sorry.
I expect a live stream in Danish before Xmas. Well, I really hate to ruin your expectations. But sometimes it's really hard to live up to people's expectations.
Someone just said, I don't really know what this comment meant. Someone said, Getting Tough to School has a really awesome dong. I'm not really sure if that was a typo or something, but it was your parents. Oh, yes, it wasn't me. Okay.
Oh,
You guys are mean.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry, but
I mean,
it is true that we weren't getting off of that standard. But I
didn't lie.
apologize if we made you feel embarrassed. But yeah, it's because we would get off in Sontenfree.
yes. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Apologies.
I'm
Hopefully
really,
we see you again and we can make up for that.
I'm really interested in what this awesome dong is, though. I'm interested in that.
It makes me laugh to this day that like it's like Dansk oil and natural gas, Danish oil and natural gas.
Dong. It's not.
Dong.
They changed the name now.
Yeah, I know, but then
not
you
dong
see
anymore.
the little
But they're
old,
still-
the
yeah.
old like gas meter things, and they
says
all
dong.
say dong on them, and it's
Not
just
dong
like
anymore.
makes me feel like I'm 12.
I met Maya in food text with your U.S. friends. You were really friendly.
Oh, wait a second. This is the same person
Okay.
who, embarrassed by us, and met you and you were friendly.
Okay, so we need to discuss this now.
Apparently, I need to spend a lot more time at the
Yeah,
food text and
apparently.
Lungu to
What?
make up
Yeah.
for this.
Apparently, I'm very friendly, and you guys suck. So
Thanks a lot.
Somebody said something I was gonna say.
That's Josh's favorite Danish word.
Ooh, someone said religion is around the 4th grade.
Oh,
Okay,
an
that's
American barbecue video. Somebody said, by the way. I don't
See,
know.
I've asked you to
Well,
do
we did one.
this.
We did
Did
one.
we?
Yeah, and I made a chicken. We made the fish tacos.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I
guess we
feel like
did.
it's just maybe if I want to get a plancha.
Oh yeah.
If I get that, man, we've been watching all these barbecue videos.
Meat church.
I bought. So we didn't mention this, but when we were in the U.S., I got a bunch of different rubs. I got
Yeah.
like 10 different rubs.
Yeah,
maybe.
they're all still upstairs. Oh
No,
no,
they're
no,
in here.
they're in the kitchen. You talking about?
And so I haven't smoked enough since then because I've been gone. But
No.
I want to smoke a bunch. But then I've just like been watching a bunch of smoking videos, and then I've been seeing
Learning
these like
stuff.
plancha videos. And then we went to we didn't even mention this. This will be in the U.S. trip video for sure when we went to the not Benihana, but the
hibachi.
hibachi place.
The hibachi
And then I'm
grill.
like, oh,
Yeah, we
if
don't
we
have
had
any-
like a plancha, we could basically cook like that if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We got to make the onion tower, even though you don't like onions.
I don't believe in onions. We are settled in our house, but not enough to have put anything on the walls.
No.
We'll get there.
My room is very settled.
I may do that.
Although my
this
pictures
week.
keep falling off the wall, but that's a problem we need to fix
stupid
later. Well, it's because
humidity.
no, not that. Well, it's because of the walls like in the basement are like brick, and
They're textured.
no, they're brick. So I'm too lazy to like get one of those or like use one of those special drills that drill under bricks so that I
No,
can
but
actually.
our old house in Lungbu was like that though, and those things worked. I think
Yeah, I
it's
know.
probably humidity.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But my pictures
Now that we
keep
have
falling
those
down.
ventilators going, maybe they'll be better. Let's see if that
I don't
helps with the
know.
humidity.
My very expensive frame fell down, and I kind of
You
broke.
can't call chicken American barbecue. American barbecue should be 50 pounds of flank steak.
There's a lot of
and
things you can
2
barbecue,
inch
and one of
bone
them
and
is a
ribeye.
chicken. And by the way, going way back, we do have a great butcher in Farum. He was the one who we did the video of the second small bowl video was with him.
He's at
Was he
Farm.
present?
Jesper, yeah.
Yeah.
We went to his
He was.
house.
He was
and he
so
like
nice.
explained all the different things he made for us.
It's Jesper Slagter in Farm Button.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and I can get a ton of stuff for him. But I think going back, I think that brisket, he trimmed a little bit too much off, probably because a lot of people maybe prefer to have less fat on it. So I think next time I actually want to learn how to trim myself. So I might just say, don't trim anything. Let me have it all.
Someone
Oh,
donated
thank you
video
so much,
These
Danny.
nice people. You guys don't need to do that.
Right, they're keeping us around. They'll keep us
you.
7 more hours. I'm just,
No,
not
we
gonna
got
happen.
2 minutes.
This is a 24-hour
2
stream,
minutes.
guys.
2-minute warning, guys.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but there aren't enough good American barbecue places here.
No, well, I mean,
No,
there's not
and
really a
that one,
market
like
for it,
the
I feel
Memphis Roadhouse place in Aarhus, disappeared.
That was super good.
I'm sad about that.
I mean, War Pigs is all right, but it's kind of expensive. I can buy
I
a brisket
enjoy their
for
beans
less and get like
with all
so
the brisket.
much.
Yeah, but I'd just rather finally.
I gotta find.
have
I
us
didn't.
make the
I have
brisket.
yet to do research. I need to find some barbecue place when I'm in San Francisco.
Do they have barbecue?
They
in San
must. It's
Francisco?
America. There'll be some place.
That's true.
I mean,
I guess it was.
Free to go from imperial units
To
aka
freedom units
I still
to
don't
metric.
even use metric.
when I drive, I go by kilometers.
I have to say, I've actually converted over now. The only
still
time I
haven't.
use non-metric units is if I'm using one of my old, cooking recipes or something. I've gone full metric. I have to say.
All right. Yeah. Here we are. 1 more minute. We're like at the end. I
And
I can't do this, guys.
The last
I do
2
have
minutes
to
in
eat my
any
dinner.
sport
I gotta.
are
Yes.
usually-
I gotta break this all
I
down.
am gonna eat an ice cream.
I gotta break this all down, eat dinner, and then pack,
Oh,
and then get up at 4:30 in the
I
morning.
think the person said song. I meant song and not dong. I guess Get in Talk to School has a good
no.
song.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's nice. I'm glad
That's better.
they
Okay.
don't have a
That's
good
different.
dong. Or sorry, awesome dong is what it was.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, wow. She's from
oh my
Canada.
Gosh.
That's from Canada.
Wow. Thank you.
Look at that.
$20.
Look at this all over.
How many freedoms per hour can you go in your car?
I can go many freedoms. I have to charge by the freedom.
Yeah.
It's $1.05.
Oh,
Yeah, freedom ain't for free.
no.
Freedom isn't
It
free.
takes folks like you,
you and me.
and me, and it costs a
Kudos
$1.05.
to you if you just got that reference.
Yes.
All right, so Martin, give me the heads up on the Ryan Zimmerman stuff.
Christmas
and-
gifts.
And
Christmas
by the way,
gifts.
somebody asked many times, we didn't say we will be here at Thanksgiving, so we'll just do what we normally do, which is to have
Southern
Thanksgiving here.
Thanksgiving.
Probably
Probably
have,
Vila's
have,
family or
have
Did
Vila's
we
family
do?
over.
Have we done? Yeah, I guess we
And-
did a video on what we make for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we did the very first year. Back in
Yeah,
the days
that's
when we
right.
had
Back
videos
in
every
the
5
day.
minutes, we just kept making videos,
Yeah,
basically.
in our kitchen.
Oh, and then I will update on the next live stream probably about Rick Steves.
Yeah.
If Rick Steves has responded.
And by the way, so we mentioned some videos. There's also a kind of a surprise in October. I don't want to mention, but some surprise things happening in October.
There's surprise things.
Surprise
happening in
visitors in
October.
October.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some videos about that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And so you can expect, but I'm not going to say what it is.
I
You're
didn't
gonna have
know
to
what
wait
you were
another
talking about.
month.
I was like, what?
Week
now I
41
know.
and 42.
Now I know.
Thank you,
Special
everybody,
stuff.
for
Thank
Thank you so much.
sticking around for this
Thank
entire
you.
2 hours.
And thank you
that
for the
was-
donations also.
Yeah.
I know we've already said this.
Super,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so much for that.
Also, we're
Spooky
not
surprise.
you are not required to give us money, but we
No.
Thank
we
you very
appreciate
We
much.
it.
absolutely
Thank you very
appreciate it when you
much.
do. It means a ton. And there you go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to say goodnight. And I'm
Yes.
hoping we'll do these live streams every 2 to 3 weeks. Let's see if we can settle our lives down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we
can
can in
do
2
it.
weeks. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it won't be 2 hours again. This is maybe a once in a lifetime situation. But anyway, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Vises.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, it takes me a minute to get
Wait,
over
hold
here.
on. All right, bye. All right,
Oh
all
my
right,
God.
bye.
Right before. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I have to press the in button too.